All right. And it looks like we're back with the third episode of the day. Still the morning. We did the news in one episode, then we did some body camera footage. I don't think either of those episodes are actually going to get uploaded to my YouTube channel, so if you're just joining us, you can subscribe on my Patreon if you want to get access to those. The first one is because I said some things that were against YouTube's terms of service, and just kind of unsavory. And the second one won't get uploaded because there was some audio glitches. That one probably won't even get released at all. But anyways, I want to keep it sequential, so we're on episode 182. Warning. The following program is recorded live and is not intended for children. This program may contain dark and graphic content that may be distressing for some viewers and against the terms of service for some platforms. The themes and opinions expressed in this program should be considered entirely fictional and should not be used for political or academic purposes. Facts are not checked, and no sources or citations will be provided. Should you choose to redistribute this broadcast in part or in whole, please do so at your own risk and only in good faith. Thank you again for joining. Listener and viewer discretion is advised. Meow. Hello, and welcome back once again to Rainbows and Razor Blades, a show from the void. By the Gregorian calendar, it is currently the third episode on the 13th day in the 12th month, the month of December, in the age of the cyborg, 2024. On today's episode of Rainbows and Razor Blades, we're going to be watching some body camera footage. Like I said, we had already done the news. There really wasn't anything too interesting going on in the news, but some of the things that I was talking about definitely hinted towards things that are just, we can't even really discuss what those things were, but suffice it to say, they don't really belong on YouTube. There's other websites that I'm sure I probably could upload to, but it would invite in an unsavory crowd that I really don't want to get mixed up in, and it just didn't feel right to continue that episode. So we're going to be continuing. It's about 11:30, so it's almost noon, and we're going to be watching random body camera footage today. That's been our kick, and we're going to be giving some analysis. Obviously, the disclaimer up front, I am not a lawyer. I mean, that should be very obvious. I have no legal training or background in law enforcement whatsoever, and most of the stuff that I say will probably be outright incorrect or only partially correct. So with that being said, take everything I say with a grain of salt. I'm literally just some cat. I have no other further qualifications other than being a cat. All right, let's get right into it, guys. So we're going to jump right over to YouTube here. This is just my general page that it's recommending, and we're just going to kind of start clicking at random. I haven't pre-screened any of this stuff. I've already seen this one. This is an airport one where she's just very entitled and doesn't feel like she needs to leave, and they tell her she needs to leave and she doesn't leave. Then they tell her she needs to stay and she starts leaving, but she starts fist fighting and yapping, so she gets arrested. So we're gonna skip that one. I don't really want to look at Devin. You guys can go subscribe to Fireship on your own. The code report's a lot of fun, but I don't want to waste 5 minutes watching it. It's some of the best editing and some of the best content you'll find anywhere on the internet, especially if you're like a tech head like I am. Like, I'm not a programmer, but, you know. David Too Faded. Oh, yeah, let's watch David Too Faded. This fucking kid is great, yo.
Yo, what
is
going on? I got another reaction for y'all. I'm gonna get faded.
I tried to watch DJ Ghost because he recommended DJ Ghost, but I didn't like the way that DJ Ghost just kept pausing the video, and I didn't really like the way that DJ Ghost... I just didn't like his commentary. It wasn't for me. But David Too Faded has been doing very similar... So we're going to react to David Too Faded's React, which I think is funny. Let me move my little camera up so I'm not blocking it. What the hell?
I guess there's no sound. Never mind, my bad.
I don't really know where to put my video. Oh, I want to get faded so bad. But yeah, I've been having really bad asthma from the inhalants. Like, I have a vape pen, and I thought it would help, but it's a black market, gray market vape. It's like because it's illegal for the stores, for the gas station that I bought it at, to sell vape carts, but they still sold it. But it's a legit brand, but it's not like maybe it's not a legit brand. It's not from the dispensary. But it had been giving me asthma. But the reason I'd switched to vapes in the first place is because I had been getting asthma from smoking blunts and from smoking bowls. So it could just be my lungs. I love the smoke trick that this guy's doing. I could probably actually make this a little smaller. Oh, that's wrong.
Bro, that is one fast-ass car, bro.
Yeah, that'll work.
But the police on him, bro. I'm assuming they in like a Charger too.
Yeah, probably actually.
They gotta be. Ain't no way they would be keeping up like this if they wasn't.
Let me know how my audio sounds, by the way, because we changed around a lot of the audio settings. I put on an expander and a compressor, and I changed the power of this from 500 to 1,500, and then I boosted the decibels with the expander instead. So let me know if it sounds okay or if there's still a lot of that
Damn.
background grovel sound.
Hey, somebody said if the criminal goes there, then the cop goes there. If y'all watch my video, in the creek, bro.
Wait,
They
that may
went
have
in there,
been
the
me.
cops went in there. So I assume that's exactly what he did, bro. So that statement is true.
That may have been me.
But I'm seeing like in like a car chase. There ain't really nothing to this video like going on besides them chasing them. Like there's no talking or nothing. So I'm trying to see. I think that's him up there. Like you see him far. Now they behind him. I think. Ooh, some fireworks. And you can see him going over. Yup. And they got multiple officers there now.
I've had to switch over to tea, like
I wanna
herbal
say
tea,
This is
instead of weed.
like in Georgia.
The South is crazy.
Arkansas.
They're
it's
they're a
not
different
Indiana, I
circuit
forgot
court.
about that
So
shit.
this is just kind of like an anecdote,
Arkansas
but
don't play either, bro.
the circuit court down there has a bit of different
From what they look
rulings
like, I don't know
on
what the fuck I'm
when
talking
the
about, but it looks
police
like they on his ass. Like, not really on his
can
ass,
or
but they
cannot
fucking on him, bro.
continue
They on his
pursuits type of thing. There's less restriction, we'll say. So like same with like pit maneuvers, there's less case law in that jurisdiction under those circuit court. So like within the quote unquote dirty South,
Damn.
they will run you the fuck off the road with like very little care.
Damn, I'm surprised he didn't crash that, bro.
It's not really so much a blue state red
But
state
gotta keep
divide,
going,
but that is
yo.
a big
Let's
part
see,
of it
let's
too.
keep
Like in the
going,
more
keep
like
going.
liberal progressive areas, they definitely don't use as much physical force, and they'll actually terminate
Ooh, it
pursuits in
sounds
some
faster
cities,
going. That's cool. I
meaning
ain't
they
noticed
won't
that.
give chase,
I like that. I like
and
that.
that's for liability mitigation purposes.
Oh, this was not that long, but that makes sense. Uh, where the action at, bro? What is going on?
This is why I don't watch cop chases, to be honest.
Where the dude at?
I find them
Where the
kind of
car
boring.
at with the switches?
Although that other one where they were in the snow, and I think it was Milwaukee that it was out of, that was fucking nuts. That ended in that creek. Those cops definitely were not trying to end up in that creek. The cop was yelling, "We can't stop, bro! I can't stop!" I was like, "Oh shit, bro!" Like,
I'm about to take a fucking big hit off this shit.
oh, the jealousy. I want to get high so bad.
That was medium. That's my pregame. I'm about to get a drink though, real quick. Make sure y'all staying hydrated.
But yeah, this is why I don't really watch cop chases very often. The content is not exactly riveting. Like, it can be, but for the most part, it's usually just like cars driving fast, which is like, okay. You know. How long is this video? 11 minutes?
Bro.
Bro. Yeah, I just saved us like 5 minutes.
Crazy.
This is a second car, looks like.
Alright, we got another dude. Ooh,
Ooh.
they almost got him.
That was crazy. Yo, he's booking too. Like, look how fast he's going. He's flying. Like, this guy's already up to 80, which means when he passed, he was probably going like 120, 130.
Damn, bro.
Was that the one he was chasing, or was that the wrong? Was that just some innocent bystander?
Bro.
Like, imagine you're just POV, you're just chilling, and the fucking cops crash. Yeah.
Yo, hopefully
That didn't look on purpose. That was definitely not a tactical maneuver.
Bro, what the fuck?
The pit maneuver, also known as precision immobilization tactic. That definitely was not one of those. I think he hit a random car. I'm gonna rewind that.
Hopefully that fuck.
This is what I mean by they terminate pursuits, by the way. Exactly what you're seeing here is why in a lot of these states they don't pursue above a certain mile per hour on certain road conditions. Yeah, that's just some random dude. Like, POV, you're just chilling and the cop comes and just destroys your life. Like, you get whiplash, you get, like, staples in your back and shit. It's fucked up, bro.
He crashed out, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
Yo, hopefully that fucking person gets some money, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah, for real.
What the fuck was that?
What's the guy even wanted for that they're chasing? Like, is it just, like, car theft? Like, what is like, what is this about, you know?
I don't know what the fuck he was doing, bro.
Driving recklessly in the south.
But, shit, nice try, I guess, bro. And this shit don't got the mic. We just listening to silence. Yeah.
That's the pit.
Yeah, they probably about to get him. Yup.
There's another thing they call pit too, like precision immobilization tactic. But there's also like, I forget what the other acronym is, but it means the same thing.
Alright, why are you still showing me this, bro? Ain't nothing happened. Oh, there's somebody else. It's a girl.
Female occupant. That was passenger side, right?
Just walks out like just some fucking normal shit, bro.
That's it.
Like,
that's the whole video.
Yo,
well,
did not say I wanted to watch that.
Well,
read this.
I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of lame.
Da, 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 da.
Do we have anything else we can watch together? Nah, that's it. Well, they can't always be really cool. Like, I like that guy's channel, but that one wasn't really. This honestly, that's why I don't usually feature police chases. Obnoxious drunk woman. I usually don't like drunks either. Oh shit, 9/11. Turns a simple citation into an arrest. She's clearly drunk. Like, who acts like this? The whiny entitlement voice is just like, it's so ubiquitous. Like, you know it when you hear it, you know what I mean? I don't have any 10-pound weights, so I have to use like 2 5-pound weights. It's kind of annoying. I'm not a bad person. I'm just drunk driving and risking everyone's life.
I see your hand.
I'm not gonna be a bad person.
That's good.
I tell the truth. I'm an honest and regular.
She's slurring her speech. Her eyes are beady.
Who tells the truth, and I don't want to get in trouble. I just want to go home.
Every single drunk always says they want to go home. The other thing they always say is, "Let me get my phone, and can't you just follow me home? Let me call my boyfriend." Those are all very common at DUI stops. I've been watching DUI stops since like fucking 2018, I think.
Stay in the car.
No, I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go.
They've been real popular lately.
Hey, don't be mean to me. I didn't
listen.
do nothing.
Don't be mean to me.
I didn't
Yeah,
do
that's
anything wrong. Don't talk to me like that. I don't like that. I didn't
this
do
attitude that she's copying probably does work as a strategy against everyone who isn't law enforcement, which is why the strategy develops.
sitting down.
Because it's a winning strategy. It's just fucking degenerate.
I would never.
Just did.
I don't purpose. Never. Look.
She literally can't even speak right.
See? See? I swear I don't mean nothing bad by you.
Sit down.
Okay. I want to go though. Oh no. See ya.
Did you already talk to him?
No,
Gotta get my reps in.
No, it wasn't even you, guy. Hi.
What's going on?
I just want to go home.
I just want to go home. That's every drunk.
Nothing. I just talk a lot of shit. I just talk a lot. I talk too much.
Okay, well, how much have you had to drink tonight? Where are you coming from?
Toby Ann.
What is it?
Toby Ann.
Toby Air?
Ann.
Toby Ann, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's loud out here.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I don't know. I think they feel like I don't win. You, can I go? Yeah, nobody's telling me. I'm here to pick up somebody, bro. I'm not even.
Imagine driving drunk to pick up somebody as the sober, like as a designated driver.
Fuck, I'm here to pick someone
I'm
up.
actually designated driving tonight.
So where are we coming from before?
This is my designation as a driver. We're gonna go to the anime night.
2 minutes away.
My friend is performing actually. She doesn't speak Japanese, but she sings fluent Japanese. She got like green hair. She's got like a whole band now. She's phenomenal. Like, she's been great since I met her, but she's like phenomenal now. Her band could probably be doing like huge cover bands at like festivals and stuff. There's not exactly a high demand in this region in particular for anime bands. And she's still in college. She's like an engineer. So shout outs to her. My other friend's gonna be dressing up as the girl from Uzumaki. Let me show you.
Why?
Why would you want to sit like that?
Let me see if I can find a picture of her.
Kind of.
Maybe make this a little brighter. I don't know if y'all know about Uzumaki, but what the fuck is this girl on the screen even doing? Like, let me twerk my way out of trouble.
Oh, I was only doing that because where's Ivor? Come on. All right, I'll be.
So what my friend did to make that is she took a piece of felt and then she sewed white thread around it, and then she like embroidered the eyeball. Isn't that fucking crazy? I get to go out with this person tonight as the designated driver. I'm gonna be like the coolest person there because my friends are cool.
Anything at all.
It's not even worth listening to what this girl's yapping. Just throw her in cuffs. Is she gonna do fields? Say we're 4 minutes in. She's probably not gonna have time to do fields. Fields take roughly 20 minutes. FSTs, field sobriety testing.
Okay. Well, I'm not saying no.
Perfectly said. Hold on, can I talk to your microphone?
No, here. Actually,
I'm not gonna touch
Step
you.
out real quick.
No, sir. You can have me, but I'm not stepping out of anything.
I think she's maybe high on coke too.
Perfectly safe.
that's fine.
How dare you?
Either that or like some sort of mania, like mental illness or something.
Make sure that you're
I
okay to
don't
be
know if I
driving.
have it on me.
You don't know if you have any eyes on you?
I have 2 of them.
Maybe like MDMA or something. She's clearly, obviously, like intoxicated off of something.
No.
Okay.
I'm not doing that.
Okay. Do you wear glasses or contacts?
Sometimes.
Well, are you
But
wearing
they're-
them right now?
No.
Okay.
They're colored contacts because I like green eyes.
Does she think like I'm not sure that this girl is thinking.
Sir, you have a fucking mustache and I don't trust you.
I'm sorry.
Police mustaches, I actually don't really know what that's about. My best guess, and this is only a guess, is that it signals to other police that they are police. That's the only thing I can think of.
Red.
All right, what I want you to
Because
do is
like,
focus on my
yeah, I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. Because who else has a mustache except for cops? Like cop haircuts are like pretty specific.
Yeah, you'd like me to, but I don't want to because
They
I
could
don't
mean
trust
something
you.
else. I don't really know.
Okay, right now.
Okay.
Maybe it's some sort of like secret order fraternity thing that I don't know about. Skull and crossbones. I'm not a cop. I'm not attracted to cops. I don't date cops. I'm not friends with cops.
You don't get to determine whether I'm impaired or not.
That's actually his. That's literally his job.
It doesn't actually fucking matter that I'm actually impaired or not. I'm not the driver of this car.
Well,
If you don't do the exercises, what it does is it
I'm
puts
not
me in a
the-
position to where
I'm
I'd have to
not
make a
the- I am
decision to
not-
arrest you or not. Based off of everything.
I am
I've
not
seen thus far.
impaired.
maybe it's demonic possession. It's not a defensible position in court, but like she could be possessed by a demon given her behavior.
Okay, but I'm not the driver.
She goes, "I'm not the driver," as she's sitting in the driver's seat, driving the car. I think drunk and coke maybe is what we're dealing with here, but also mental illness.
Let me go. I'm asking a real ass question.
I'm asking you a real ass question.
No, I want to ask you a question before I do that. No, I'm not under arrest.
You are.
Imagine if that worked though. Like, no, I'm not. Oh, okay, sorry, ma'am. Let us here turn around again so we can get you out of these handcuffs. You said you weren't under arrest, so here you go.
Driving, no. DUI means driving under intoxication.
Means
Driving under intoxication. I was not driving.
Hey,
Yeah,
do
let
not
me
bite
go.
me. Do not bite me.
Let me go. Let me go. I was not driving. I was not driving.
I wonder if it's one of those things where she's like, I wasn't driving, I was traveling. It doesn't seem like she's a sovereign, though. Like a Moorish American type of thing. I wonder if they'll find like an open container in her car.
Is it really that serious? I was not driving.
Billionaire on the side.
So I'll pause here to just say, even if that's true, and this is a big if, I believe she was driving. But even if she wasn't, because she's sitting in the because she was sitting in the driver's seat, it's what they call actual possession or constructive possession. So the inference, because there's a key, because the car is on, because the car could have been on, the inference that can be drawn, what other conclusion can you possibly come to other than she was the one driving? Like, yeah, maybe her friend ran in the bar one second, they switched seats for a second, but that doesn't matter because that puts you in real and actual control of the vehicle for those moments. A lot of people will drive somewhere, turn the car off, take the key out of the ignition, fall asleep in the driver's seat, the car will be off, the police will come knocking on the window, they'll still be hungover and drunk, getting woken up in the middle of the night from whatever parking lot they fell asleep drunk in, and they'll still get arrested even though the cop didn't witness them driving. So, same principle applies there.
I was not driving. I was not.
And again, maybe that's true, she wasn't driving, but
Can you hear me?
Of course I can fucking hear you.
Okay.
a word from the wise, if you're drunk, don't sit in a driver's seat. If the steering wheel is in front of you, if there's a gas pedal near you, you're going to jail.
I hate you.
If
so
you fail to
fucking
submit
much.
to the
I
test I
did
request
not
of you,
do you.
your privilege to operate a motor vehicle will be suspended for a period of 1 year for a first refusal, or
She's
18 months.
crashing
if
out,
your
dude.
privilege has been previously suspended as a result of refusal to submit.
We should send this one to paid DK. He'd probably get a kick out of this.
Additionally, if you refuse to submit to the test I requested of you, and if your driving privilege has been previously suspended for a prior refusal to
She sounds like a 5-year-old, dude.
Go.
I think we're done with her.
Go.
Nothing more is going to come out of this from watching her crash out. I mean, that stop was over. Oh, yeah. Honor Your Oath's cool channel. He goes around, basically, he holds up a sign that either says, I am a master debater, or it says, please pray for homeless veterans. But the nuance is that he doesn't put anything about money. He doesn't. So solicitation and panhandling has been ruled by the Supreme Court, allegedly. I don't know if it's true. I think it is true, but I haven't actually really researched it. But according to this guy and probably the Supreme Court, it's actually solicitation isn't really unlawful. Like soliciting funds is considered free speech. Panhandling ordinance, therefore, are basically unconstitutional. There's ways that the counties and municipalities get away with that. Their city councils will try to outlaw panhandling. And the police don't care whether it's constitutional or not. They'll enforce those laws. Those laws will later get overturned, and very often when people get cited or arrested for those citations or for that violation, very often what will happen is the prosecutor will be forced to drop the case, because if they don't drop the case, rather than the facts being debated, the law will be debated. And if that happens, then the ordinance itself can get overturned. So if you choose to fight in court, which most people don't have any money, especially if they're indigent or poor, as the word goes, if you don't have enough money to fight it in court, even if a court-appointed lawyer is applied to you, because they're a public defender, they're defending you under that law. They're not actually challenging what the law is, if that makes sense. So a lot of these places, especially in like Florida, get away with forcing people out of town and running them out of town for panhandling. So Jeff Gray, he's a civil rights activist. He's been doing this for over a decade, maybe even over 2 decades. I'm not really sure, but he's definitely been involved in the, I don't want to call it the auditing community because that's not really what he is. He's not really an auditor in the traditional sense. It is a First Amendment audit that he's doing, though. It's a traditional public forum that he's standing on. There's a designation of under the First Amendment where when you're looking at civil rights violations, for example, there's a quote-unquote time, manner, and place restriction to where you can or cannot have free speech. For example, it would be unlawful for me to go, quote unquote, protest and redress my government for grievances. That's what the First Amendment says, is that you have the right under the First Amendment to redress your government for grievances, right? Basically, that gives you the right to protest. But you couldn't just like walk up in, you know, a private office or like an attorney's office. You can't just go into City Hall and just sit down and block people from having, you know, right of access to the building, because there's a time, place, and manner restriction in that regard. That being said, a traditional public forum, as it's called, the forum being a measurement of where it is happening or the place where it's happening, like the forum that is happening, and a city square or a sidewalk are like quintessential and Supreme Court ruled public forums. So he's not actually breaking any laws by being there in the manner that he's being there. So they try to hit him on panhandling, but because of the nuanced way that he writes his sign, he's actually not soliciting for anything but goodwill, but he looks like, and he's basically cosplaying as a homeless person to try to draw the ire and scrutiny of the police and those in the community around him who would want to see him shunned and moved on, surely because of the fact that he appears to be homeless, which make of that what you will. So what we're about to see is an interaction between I don't know if that's a Sergeant Mullins, but it looks like Lake Placid police. Lake Placid is actually not far from where I'm from, but I'm seeing palm trees, so it may be a different Lake Placid. I'm from New York. I'm East Coast. Lake Placid, New York is probably not where this takes place, just given that there's palm trees. Like I said, it's probably Florida. That's where Jeff Gray hangs out a lot. I'm also not seeing any front license plate. In New York, you need a front license plate.
I'm telling you
So.
right now, you're not going to dictate what.
This is all recap.
And see how this goes.
Yeah, please play for homeless veterans. Wait, where does it say? Lake Placid, Florida. Okay, so it is Florida. He spends most of his time in Florida, and here's why. Florida is a fascist, that's the word, fascist shithole. That's my words, not Jeff Gray's. So I truly believe that Florida is a fascist nation state type of thing. I think it's an occupied territory. I think that dates back all the way to the time of the extermination of the indigenous people. I'm not going to get into the leftist field of study further with a history lesson, but suffice it to say that in its modern conception, white nationalists, and especially Christian nationalists, and it extends somewhat to Jewish money and populations, and I don't mean that as like the international Jewry conspiracy or to put it against actual ethnic Jews, but there is a huge contingency of, for lack of better term, white Jews. I don't know how to like explain it any better than that, and I don't mean to make it sound racist, but it is a cultural degeneracy where they are an insulary group of wealth holders that are not from there. So like, for example, rich New Yorkers, right? They'll move to Florida, and then when they see a homeless person who may even have been born in Florida, they'll call the police on them just because they have more money, more power, more prestige. So, and I don't mean to, again, I'm not putting this against ethnic groups. Primarily, it's a white nationalist thing, and it's a primarily Christian problem. So for all the Christian goodwill that is out there, there's an equal amount of animosity and bigotry nested within the church. And sometimes, maybe more often than not, even in some of these communities, the church can supersede the state. Not in any legal regard, but in terms of the way that the state functions becomes undermined, and the institutions that are supposed to protect the sovereignty of the civilians and supposed to protect by the process of a judiciary of the court very often gets undermined by the Christian ill will towards the poor, despite Jesus's teachings being the opposite. There's also an ethnic minority population of Blacks and Hispanics in Florida, so sometimes that can play into sometimes there's a racial dynamic that plays into the way that the police institution is set up in a predatory manner. And Jeff Gray is a white dude, though, so that doesn't really come into play here. Really, it comes down to wealth class inequality and the perception that if someone from a lower socioeconomic status is there, almost like it's almost a racial caste system, but it's not. It's an economic caste system where because someone is poor and looks unsavory, the person is therefore undesirable and should be removed from society or punished accordingly. Unlawfully as though it may be, and unconstitutionally as it may be. So that's why Jeff is in Florida primarily, among other reasons. And all of those words are only my own. I don't speak for Jeff Gray, and he may even disagree with me on half of what I just said.
Keep them in mind and see how this goes. Hopefully this will go okay. Never been here to Lake Placid, Florida. It's pretty neat. Good evening. God bless homeless vets. Good evening, sir. How are you? God bless homeless vets. Good evening. How are y'all? God bless homeless vets.
It may have frozen. I may have to refresh it.
So how you doing? Doing good. Good. It's a pretty lucrative spot.
Huh?
Pretty lucrative spot.
Can I what?
Is it a pretty lucrative spot?
Well, not really. It'll be better tonight. During the day, we leave
Gotcha, gotcha. Let's start kind of hopping around.
Yeah, we're just trying to split area.
Gotcha, gotcha.
We're all those good people.
My family is part of the snowbird population, where the very, very rich Jewish side of my family every winter flies into Florida, and they hold property and hold assets there vacantly to the detriment of the society that they're holding in, so that no one can live there. Sometimes they'll rent it out Airbnb to people, but they're renting out a house that could otherwise house an entire family, and they're renting it out to like one person. And then they only live there for a couple of months in the winter. So that also leads to a wealth inequality and an asset holding inequity that leads to, again, police misconduct, we'll say, and corruption is the word.
Hey, boss, sorry, you can't do that here.
What's that?
You can't do that here.
Why's that?
Because it's private property.
It's not private property.
No, this is actually private property. It's part of the journal, and this is public.
He's wrong.
So you can't panhandle it.
Jeff always does research. He does geological surveys before he goes anywhere.
And once again, this is not public. This is part of the journal. See how it goes all the way down there?
I'm gonna bump to 15 pounds.
I'm on public property, bud.
Oh man, the jump from 5 to 10 for 15 is huge for me. I'm so weak.
Move along. There's no handling out here.
This
The
is a
town
public
limits.
sidewalk.
Doesn't matter. It's in the town limits. This is the town's property. There's
See,
no
he's trying to enforce a town law that's unconstitutional, and Jeff knows it.
Put you on notice. I'll put you on notice. Listen to what I'm telling you first.
Okay.
Before you make a mistake and violate my civil rights, you've got one or two choices. Pay attention. Paying attention? This is my civil right. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion,
Okay.
freedom of assembly on a traditional public forum. I'm not
Okay.
going anywhere. Have a nice night. You can go today.
You can go 1080 years.
No, sir. You're not going to dictate what goes on here.
No, the
You
Constitution.
are in the town limits. I'm telling you something. You can listen to me now.
This is the Constitution.
You are on town property
Yes, I
within
am.
the town limits of Lake Placid.
Yes,
There
sir.
is no
15 is hard for me.
What's what you're doing?
Have you seen me panhandle, smart guy? I
No,
suggest
I haven't,
you
but
go
it's
get back
fixing.
in your cruiser and leave me alone before you
Okay.
do something you're going to regret.
Well, I suggest you stop telling me what to do, because
Tell
it's
me
not
what to
going to
do.
end very good.
Take off. Beat it. Sergeant Moles, you're about to make a mistake that's going to get your town sued.
Well, so are you. So are you.
And what's going to happen if I don't leave?
I'm just telling you right now. Do not.
Wise words. So I'll pause it there to tell you. So threatening someone with arrest is enough to initiate a lawsuit. So he said, that's why he just said, or what? And he said, I'm telling you. He can tell him until he's blue in the face. In fact, the police can lie about what the law even says. He can tell him all day that it's illegal. And he can tell him all day to get lost. But he can't threaten him with arrest. That becomes a civil rights violation. It's called a prior restraint. A prior, I'll look it up. I'll show you. It says judicial suppression of material that could be published or broadcast on the ground that it is libelous or harmful. In U.S. law, the First Amendment severely limits the ability of the government to do this. Basically, this is actually an oversimplification of what it is. That's actually almost oversimplified to the point where it's wrong, I would say. But because it's not necessarily about being libelous. That is definitely a component of it. But a prior restraint is basically where, he could have otherwise created, like, assume that he's a news organization. You can't tell the free press and the news, A, that they are or are not the press, and B, that they can or cannot assert that their First Amendment rights. So if he tells him to get lost, that's fine. If he tells him he's going to be arrested, that's a government issue of prior restraint under the First Amendment, and becomes a civil rights liability.
That's exactly
Push,
what you're
push,
trying
push.
to do. That's exactly what you do.
Take off. Take off. Get
No,
lost.
you do not tell me what to do.
You don't have any.
I fucking love Jeff Gray.
I'm engaged in constitutionally protected activity. Leave me alone. I don't like your attitude. You came up, you didn't ask me what was going on. You just made
I'll have to
assumptions.
ask you what was going on. The businesses here are saying that you're
That's
out here
hearsay.
panhandling.
That's hearsay. Have a nice night.
That's
Leave me
hearsay.
alone. Bye.
That cop got put in his place real quick. And he probably knows, he probably has figured out, based on the fact that he said 10-8, that he's an auditor.
Please pray for our homeless vets. Y'all have a blessed day.
See how the cop's just standing there with his tail between his legs? It's because the cop has been well enough trained to know, A, probably who Jeff Gray is. And if he doesn't know, he's going to find out. He also is probably typing into his phone, I'm going to need some backup. He may be contacting even the city attorney if he's smart. Like, hey, I got a weird guy. Usually the question they ask is, how did you get here? Because they want to go find the car so that they can run the license plate to presumably try to manufacture a narrative that looks better for them.
God bless our homeless veterans.
Or so that they can just put them in a database and put them on like a blacklist, which is not a legal list or a legal term, but you know it when you hear it. I mean, you know what I'm talking about.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
Month 2 of recovery has been tough. I used to be a rock climber. I used to have guns. Now my muscles are like tiny. They're so small.
Walking away without saying a word to me. I'm gonna get in his car and leave.
Wise.
He couldn't be man enough to come over here and say anything to me. All right, folks. There you have it from here in
Good First Amendment audit.
Placid, Florida. My God bless our homeless veteran sign. God bless the homeless veteran sign. I was standing over there on a public sidewalk near that.
The fact that he tried to run him off, not surprising, but not really a civil rights violation.
Crosswalk that goes across and the public sidewalk that runs up and down over there. I was just standing there on the public sidewalk spreading my message. And somebody called the cops on me. The restaurant manager came out and told me I had to leave, claimed that I was on private property. When I was in fact on public property, a public sidewalk, a traditional public forum. And when Sergeant Mullins got here, he even confirmed that I was on town property. But he claimed that there's a panhandling ordinance in the town of Lake Placid, and you can't do that here. So we got another cop that thinks that his little town can pass ordinances that cancel the First Amendment, cancel free speech.
So you may not think that this is a big deal. Like, big deal. Some guy standing there on the side of the road talking to cops and then nothing happens. But it's actually a huge deal. And more often than not, lawsuits are really what this is, not what the channel is about, but filing a civil rights lawsuit is not a joke. And it's a huge liability. Like, it's not, the settlements for a First Amendment lawsuit is not $200 or $300, $400. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. We're also talking about attorney's fees. We're talking about court's time, lawyers' time. We're talking about affidavits. We're talking about the whole suite of things that come after, as well as the scrutiny that it draws from the rest of the First Amendment community, including traditional, in quotations, because it's not really a way to differentiate, but mainstream media. And there's been many times where mainstream media will pick up these stories because it's a story. So he's not out there fishing for money. He's not doing this for lawsuit purposes. He's doing this to hold accountable a very corrupt system in a very corrupt, in my opinion, and my words only, a fascist part of our nation. Anyways, here's a song. Okay, let me tune. We'll be right back after this. We'll be right back after this. If you would like to sponsor us, you could do so on Patreon. But yeah, thanks for learning about civil rights liability and civil rights violations with me on Rainbows and Razor Blades today. Today is the 13th day in the 12th month, 2024. Jesus, it won't fucking let me click it. Hey, yo, 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 yo. This is an original song. Here we go. Guys, thank you so fucking much for joining. Let me get this out of the way so I can play it a little better. So I have a little bit more room. All right, here we go. I am saved. I am really saved now. He has found my soul and I am born again. Yes, I am saved. And so I'll keep on playing this song for the church congregation. On the side of the road, what a wonderful free nation. Yes, I am saved. And so then the Christians, they come out of their church and say unto me, hey kid, we've heard you playing out here all day, and we've already told you twice that it's time to go away. If you don't leave now, well, we're gonna call the cops, and we're gonna tell them that you were being a nuisance. And so I say, but I am saved. I am just a little kitty cat, but I am saved. I know that you want me to put on a shirt and behave, but I am saved. And also, I'm on the sidewalk, and that sounds like an abuse of the 911 system. And so then a couple minutes later, I guess they really called the cops because a cruiser arrives and 2 officers get out. And they come up to me, and then they say, hey, what's going on today? Why'd we get called out here? Can we have you come over here and step over on the other side of the road? And I want you to present some ID. And so I say, but I am saved. I am just a little kitty cat, but I am saved. I know that they want me to put on a shirt and behave, but I am saved. And also, I'm standing here on the sidewalk, so I'm technically not trespassing. Therefore, under the First Amendment, this is a traditional public forum, and I'm not committing any crimes. And so since you have no reasonable articulate suspicion to assume so, I do not have to present ID under Terry versus Ohio. So if you try to compel or contest me, or you're dumb enough to violently arrest me, well, I'm gonna file a civil rights complaint and a lawsuit, and your qualified immunity won't stand up in court. And then the cop says, hey, that's great. Where'd you go to law school, asshole? This wasn't a fucking debate. I will charge you with obstruction if I give you an instruction. I'm not asking, now present your ID. And so I say, but I am saved. I am just a little kitty cat, but I am saved. I know that they want me to put on a shirt and behave, but I am saved. Yes, I am saved. Officer, is your body cam running? Am I being detained? Because if it is, then I'm gonna file a FOIL request and you're gonna look like an asshole. I'm gonna send the footage to YouTube. You're gonna end up on the Lackluster channel, and your internal affairs department is gonna call you in and ask you why you signed an affidavit on your deposition report. And they're gonna say, what the hell were you doing? All she was doing is just standing out there saying some stupid shit that pissed off the Christians, like Jesus was transgender. And that makes all the Christians really mad, and they can't help but to tell you what they think when your hair dye flows down the sink, blue or pink, and you are saved now. And so I'll keep on playing this song for the church congregation on the side of the road. Fuck these people, it's a wonderful nation. Yeah, I'm on the sidewalk and I'm not even trespassing. Now you 2 fascists can go back to being 10-8 or whatever you're talking to the radio. Thanks for joining, guys. This has been Rainbows and Razor Blades. I hope that came through okay. I don't really know about the mic quality, but you can catch that song on, I would say Spotify is what I want to say, but we're not on Spotify. You can catch that on my YouTube channel. It's called Jesus Was Transgender. Anyways, we're going to watch some more body camera footage. And we're going to get right back into it. I fucking love playing that song. I really do. Thanks for joining. I also have another one that I'll play at the end called Hots for Lady Cops. So stay tuned to the end of this episode if you want to hear Hots for Lady Cops. Oh yeah, here's a good one. Here's Lackluster. This is what I was just talking about. Lackluster.
You're just sitting here. I don't know.
In September of 2024, Deputies Henderson and Collins of the Tulare County Sheriff's Office noticed a parked vehicle at a gas station. After running its license plate, they approached the driver.
I cannot hear you, sir. Can you roll down the window so my partner at least can talk to you?
The driver speaks to the deputy on the passenger side. as he made contact first, and in the beginning, the encounter appeared to be nothing more than an intrusive but consensual conversation. But once the deputies began asking whether the driver had been drinking,
Have you had anything to drink tonight, sir?
It's kind of a weird question to ask someone at random when you didn't even see they're
the driver
driving.
told them to kick rocks, to which they responded by ordering him out of the vehicle.
Which they may not even be able to do if they have no reasonable articulate suspicion to assume that there's a crime committed. Because under Terry v. Ohio, you have to have that.
Out of the vehicle, okay? Go ahead and open the door for my partner here.
In Pennsylvania v. Mims, the Supreme Court held that for officer safety, they can order a driver to exit their vehicle
that's at a
during
traffic
lawful
stop.
traffic stop without violating the Fourth Amendment. The only question now is whether this is a lawful detention,
Yeah.
or if the boys are veering off the constitutional cliff.
Sir, I'm giving you a lawful order to step out of the vehicle, okay?
You don't got anything on you, bro? Nothing on you? Anything to drink tonight? What's going on?
I have had nothing to drink.
Okay.
I'd like your names and badge numbers, please.
Absolutely.
I've told
We'll
you.
provide those.
You're stopping me?
Well,
Are you detaining me?
we're
Yes or
This
no?
is a 10.
Are you detaining me? Yes or no?
At this point, yes. We're a
For
little
what,
concerned.
for what violation of law?
It's 11. What? It's 11:15 at night. You're parked here. You're just sitting here. I don't know. I'm kind of worried that there might be a crime here.
What crime?
I'm worried that maybe this car could be stolen. Maybe that you have something in the
my
car that,
You're okay.
based on the way you're acting
Can I
right
put
now.
my hands down?
Absolutely. No, I have no
Okay.
problem with that. Yeah.
Your name and badge number. Please.
Absolutely. So my name's right here. Badge number 1434. Right
You're
here.
with which police agency?
This is Tulare County Sheriff's Office.
And your name and badge number, sir.
Deputy Collins, badge number 1077. Also, it's Tulare County Sheriff's
Yeah.
Office.
And it's getting recorded. We're all right here. Okay. We just want to check out with you, man. Make sure you're good. Are you safe? Is everything been good tonight?
You and I both know that there is no violation of law here, and you have no grounds to detain me. Zero grounds to detain me. You're making up stories about a vehicle being stolen.
Well,
And I'm
so
sorry.
imagine this.
I'm sorry to tell you.
Yeah.
I am going to have to report this if this continues
That's fine. No, if
to
you-
your police department.
Absolutely. If you want to file a formal complaint.
And the thing is like, here's the thing. Every single drunk Karen says the same thing that this old guy is saying, but this old guy is sober and is actually making sense. So, like, I can understand from the officer perspective why they're just like, yeah, sure, sir, go fuck yourself, whatever. But at the same time, like, he's, you know, it's on the Lackluster channel now, so. Uh-oh.
In Terry v. Ohio, the Supreme
Ah,
Court
see,
held
here it
that
is.
police must be able to articulate specific and objective facts to support their suspicion of criminal activity.
And the reason that is, the particular, so the Fourth Amendment is the right of the people to be secured in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated. It then goes on to say, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause and particularly describing the place to be searched or the person or thing to be seized. So that's where that comes
cannot
from.
Rely on a mere hunch to detain a person, but immediately after detaining the driver, Deputy Henderson's exact words were, quote, "I'm kind of worried that there might be a crime here," further explaining that his hunch was based on the driver being parked and sitting at 11 o'clock at night.
It's 11:15 at night. You're parked here. You're just sitting here. I don't know. I'm kind of
Loitering is only illegal if there's a
Further
sign
wondered
that lets you know that it's
maybe
illegal.
The car is stolen, or maybe the driver has something in the car. Without elaborating on what his vivid imagination was picturing, this means the driver is now detained for the exact reasons the Supreme Court laid out that an officer shall not use.
So here's the thing. It's 11
Right?
at night, and you're just parked here. You know, this whole area is ridden with crime.
Oh my God,
I don't know who
that
you
the
are,
Supreme Court
but-
literally says you cannot just say that because the area experiences crime, that automatically means that your rights go out the window. Just because other people allegedly commit crimes in the area does not give them grounds for an unlawful detention. Nor does it make an unlawful detention lawful.
And you're not opening the door. Like, that's just super weird, don't you
Sir,
think?
you know very well I have not been drinking. You know very well I've had...
At this point, I don't know anything. I don't even know your name. Right? Would you be
Sir,
willing to give us your name?
Sir, I am going to plead... I'm not going to say anything further to you.
Yeah.
I want an attorney. I want to plead the Fifth Amendment.
Fuck yeah, good for this
That's
guy.
it. Now, where are you going to go from here?
I don't know. Do you have a license to drive the car at
I
least?
said I am pleading the Fifth Amendment. You have no violation of law here. You have no grounds to detain me. I think you know that perfectly well. You're talking some nonsense about this vehicle being stolen, which is absurd.
Why is it absurd? I'm not saying it's stolen. I'm just saying.
Am I free to leave, or I've told you I pled the Fifth Amendment. I want an attorney. You keep asking me questions in violation of law.
I just like to know who you are. That's really all it is. We're in Early-Mar. Are you from here? Are you from Early-Mar?
Do you know what the Fifth Amendment is?
I understand that. I'm just asking you questions if you're willing to respond.
Do you know what the Sixth Amendment indication of the right to counsel is?
I am very, very aware of it.
And do you think it's appropriate for you to continue to ask me questions
When it comes to
given that I
identification?
pled my Sixth Amendment right to an attorney and my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent?
The Fifth and Sixth Amendments to the U.S. Constitution provides important protections. Even during a traffic stop, you have the right to remain silent to avoid incriminating yourself. You do not need to answer questions about where you're coming from.
It has to do with bearing witness against oneself in a criminal trial.
Arrest, whether lawfully or otherwise, the Sixth Amendment guarantees that you have the right to an attorney once formal legal proceedings have begun.
And that's so they can't just pass secretive laws that you don't know about, and so that you actually are informed.
And allow you to confront any witnesses against you in court. And now, the driver will demonstrate how to effectively utilize the Fifth Amendment.
Oh my god, one of my favorite e-girls is posting. This is Shadow of a Nerd.
His Fifth Amendment rights.
I hear you think it's appropriate to keep asking me questions.
The top 10 gorgeous people in the universe.
If you didn't learn that in the police academy, then I really don't know what to tell you.
It's absolutely appropriate. I don't know. Have you ever attended a police academy? It requires us to memorize those amendments, sir. I'm very aware of them. Okay, and I'm not trying to hassle you. I'm not trying to give you a hard time.
She does lewd, by the way.
I'm just trying.
But I don't subscribe to it
I'm
because
definitely concerned with you, sir.
not my tea.
In this area, it's not a good area. We just want to make sure you're okay. You're not missing out of Madeira or something, possibly. Like, we don't know.
That's ridiculous. Asserting that someone could be missing is ridiculous. This whole thing's ridiculous.
Yeah, we'll just leave. Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, do you have a license to drive?
Sir, as I have
Are you
said
Gerald?
before, and I'm going to repeat myself.
Who's
You
Gerald?
have no grounds to detain me.
Who's
Zero.
Gerald? Who's
You
Gerald?
have no grounds to require me to prevent you a driver's license because I have not committed any violation of law.
Like I said, we'll get out of here as soon as we just identify you. If that's cool.
No.
We'd like to just identify you. Are you Gerald?
What
Okay,
do you-
so we ran the plate. So we have the plate. So we got somebody's name. Right?
Florix Rogers is also kind of a cutie. I have no idea if she's lewd,
Are
but
you the owner of this vehicle?
I know she's cosplay.
How can I know if you're the owner of this vehicle? What's a good way for me?
I'm
to
a
figure that
sucker
out
for
right now?
thirst traps. I can't help it.
Just help me out here, and we'll leave. We'll just get out of here. Where are you from? What was the town on the return? Where are you from?
Good for him for like absolutely not capitulating.
Come on, man. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I just want to make sure you're good.
He is trying to be a jerk. 100% he is.
Like I said, we'll leave. Just
Lyra Crow is another cutie
your name
pie.
at least. Know who you are. Know whose cars this is.
Like, damn, like,
How did you get rear-ended?
why do I not look like this? Why was I so cursed at birth?
If that's even what happened. Maybe ran into something.
It's funny because you hear the cop going through the scripts, but none of it's working, nothing's sticking, like, but it shows you that they are running a script.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We'll get here right now.
Can you, 25 gas?
Oh, this one's my favorite. Vladimir Official.
Or we can just have your name and we'll be gone.
You may notice that Vladimir is a grown adult man. That's not me misgendering Vladimir, by the way. Vladimir is a cross-dresser. Like, self-identified. And they pretend to be an e-girl. See, here. Imagine being such a Chad that you have 3 girls hanging off you, and they're like literally the hottest girls on the entire face of the planet. And they're doing so because you're a cross-dressing Chad that trolls people online by pretending to be a girl.
Yeah, we're investigating what's going on with this vehicle.
He pushes his pecs, because he works out. He's got these huge pectoral muscles on his chest, and he's like, he'll like be working out, but he'll push it up with a bra, so it looks like he's got like cleavage. It's really funny.
Help you in your your investigation.
And he'll like talk like this. It's really
I'm not
funny.
required to assist you in your investigation. You are unlawfully detaining me, and the longer this continues, the worse it gets.
He's
The
right.
worse the detention gets for the absence of a violation of law.
He's super right.
Okay, sir. Like you had mentioned, though, you're going to be on your way. We're good with that. If you want to go ahead and leave, you can leave right now.
What about the sergeant?
He's still en route, but if you want to leave, you can leave right now. If you want.
And why have
Notice the backpedaling there?
Now for about 10 minutes, would you agree?
It's been about less than
And
that.
why have I been detained for 10 minutes? What violation of law have I committed?
So like I had explained to you, you're in an area that's very bad. You might not be violating any laws, but we're here to
You may not be
investigate,
violating
make sure
any
that you're
laws.
okay, right? We're making sure that you aren't injured or hurt, or you're not missing out of somewhere else. You know, we're just trying to make sure that you're all right. That's really it.
Now, perhaps realizing their errors, the officer attempts to
Yeah.
play off the unlawful
Backpedaling.
detention as a mere wellness check, claiming that they just had concerns about the driver's safety in the absence of any legitimate
Trying to
signs
get buff
of
like
distress,
Vladimir,
and instead
NCL.
used it to fish for a crime. But the reasonableness standard still applies, and a wellness check cannot be used as a pretext to stop someone simply because they were rude or disrespectful.
Yeah, that becomes a First Amendment problem.
In other words, you cannot detain people without a violation of law. You cannot do that.
Okay, well,
It violates the Fourth Amendment to
given
the Constitution.
given your demeanor and your attitude, it could be very well that you might have been under the influence. So we needed to pull you out to verify that. And we have verified that now.
That's
But did
literally
you
the
smell
most
any
crazy
alcohol on
thing.
me?
At this point, no.
That's a word
At any
salad,
point did you
actually.
smell alcohol on me.
I couldn't verify that until you were at least in this vicinity of where I can smell alcohol.
So you never smelled alcohol.
So you had no reason to assume.
No.
At any point, you never smelled
But your
alcohol on
demeanor-
me.
But we have to
your
investigate.
Your demeanor.
Okay, well, it's like talking to a brick wall. It's not my job to educate you.
Quite honestly, I
And
kind of feel the same way.
I'm finished.
I feel the
Okay.
same way.
Go ahead and be on your way.
You need, both of you, you need to learn the law. You cannot do this to people. You can. I know you think I'm. You know. You obviously think I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, I see where you're coming from. We don't want to violate your rights, right? Nobody wants
You
their rights to
already
be
did,
violated.
sir. You detained me for 10 minutes without any
No, we
violation
wanted-
of law.
but we
Now,
wanted to
goodbye,
investigate
sir.
it.
I'd
Fine.
like to leave.
Okay, you're free to leave. Like I said, we just want to investigate and make sure there's no crime occurring.
This is why you gotta learn
With
your
that,
rights.
the driver was
I
released.
learned my
I've
rights
been in
because I used to be a
contact with him,
criminal.
And if there are updates on this story, I'll be sure to let you know. Until then, if you like this video, let me know if you could maintain your cool as well as this
And because
guy
I'm
did.
autistic and I just
Then
like the
check out
system, I
another
just.
episode.
I'm just
Linked
bored.
on screen.
But yeah, that's the Lackluster channel if you even care. Pretty much every video on the Lackluster channel goes something like that. Some are worse than others. Sometimes it involves violence. Sometimes it involves handcuffs. Sometimes it involves screaming. But for the most part, that's how it goes. Oh, here's another one from Jeff Gray. Today's going to be like a whole First Amendment day.
The town called me and let me know you were here.
Okay, cool.
Unfortunately, you just cannot, for any reason they.
Morning, sir. How are you?
So he goes town to town. So he's in front of a traditional town hall, which is designated by the Supreme Court, actually, during some rulings. I forget the name of the ruling, but it is a designated traditional public forum. So, yeah.
Good, thank you. God bless our homeless veterans, sir.
Shit, I gotta get some scotch tape. My
Please pray for
my
our
friend's
homeless
sticker is
veterans.
falling off of my guitar that she made. Because my friend made this sticker
It's not much.
I get it.
of me as a little cat girl,
Angel, God bless you.
and then
I'm
the
homeless myself.
super
I decided to
light
come out for the
whatever.
holidays and spread this message of hope and compassion for our
You can go look that up.
veterans.
Super Lightweight Industries,
I'm blessed to have a home myself.
Heavy Black, inspired by, I don't know,
I just
upstate New York, upstate as fuck.
However, God puts in your heart to
All right.
give him a hand, just like what you just did for me, sir.
Yeah.
I mean, you're an angel. God bless you. Thank you.
My old guitar had way cooler stickers. But then it got broke when I was running down a mountain one day in the middle of the rain. It was pouring rain on the side of this mountain. The storm came out of nowhere. And I tripped and I fell, and my guitar got completely busted on a tree. Like, completely just boom, the whole drum burst in.
Hey, how you doing,
No way
sir?
to fix it.
I'm okay. The town called me and let me know you were here.
Okay, cool.
Unfortunately, you
Okay,
just
cool.
cannot do this here. They expressed their concerns.
They expressed their concerns about me doing this here?
Yes.
What did they say I was doing?
Panhandle.
Okay.
But it looked like a sign. They didn't see the sign.
This cop knows what's
Other
up.
than that, I'm going to inform them of what you're doing.
Yeah, the cop knows. The cop knows it's an audit.
Asking for money or anything like that. Just
Even if I was asked.
Not only does the cop know it's an audit, the cop probably knows Jeff Gray by name.
Town properties, private property, you can be asked to.
And you want to know why that is? It's because for over a decade, he has been sucking money out of their systems.
They can't ask
Which is, again, not his intent, and he donates most of it. And where he does get money, he doesn't even ask for money. A lot of the time, he sues. Literally, he'll sue and ask for an apology.
Some breakfast. We had a breakfast.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, and we had some lunch.
Trying to now pivot and offer him breakfast is insane here to avoid a lawsuit.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So even if I, like I was saying, I don't want to get in back and forth because about it, but even if I was asking for money, panhandling is considered a charitable appeal for funds.
And again, this is not about panhandling. Like that's not why he does this. It's not panhandling. It's about the wider corruption in Florida.
Exactly, I can't quote them, but there are, depending on the segment of where you are in the location.
Well, the laws can't override the Constitution.
Local laws do supersede federal. Yes, they do. Don't even try it. Local laws. It varies state to state.
So if you witness me asking for money, then I would have to leave, I guess?
I'm not saying that's what you're doing. I'm just saying the town can ask you to leave.
Okay.
Basically for any reason. If they have
Yeah, we don't need to watch the end of this. The cop knows what's up. Everyone knows what's up. All right, let me turn off my compressor and my expander. Officer Terry. Oh, you know I play this untuned guitar, Officer Terry. I hope you'll pull me over again. Yeah, I would drive 65 in a school zone just to see you come walk in those boots. Yeah, I would call bomb threats to hear your voice come through a radio. You could pat search me, you're damn right I consent to a strip search. You could bend me over on the hood of your car, Officer Terry. Oh, you know I've been a real bad girl, Officer Terry. I hope you'll pull me over again. I got the hots for lady cops, but I'm no fascist. If you take off your body cam, they won't know what happens. Name and badge number, am I being detained with your knee on my neck? Take my breath away, Officer Terry. Oh, you know I've been a real bad girl, Officer Terry. I hope you'll pull me over again. I got the hots for lady cops, but I'm no fascist. If you take off your body cam, they won't know what happens. Got your handcuffs, rope me up, throw me in prison. Advise me of my rights, that it's my secret mission to love you. You'll never have to say please to get me down on my knees. You're screaming at me to freeze. It's gonna be so hot when you pepper spray me, Officer Terry. Oh, you know I've been a real bad girl, Officer Terry. I hope you'll pull me over again. Yeah, I got the hots for lady cops, but I'm no fascist. If you take off your body cam, they won't know what happens. Name and badge number, am I being detained with your knee on my neck? Take my breath away, Officer Terry. Oh, you know I've been a real bad girl, Officer Terry. I hope you'll pull me over again. And then sometimes it's funny because like I'll usually start if I'm playing that like live at a bar. I usually have like a 2-minute intro story that I tell with that. But I'll tell it up here like in this inflection, so it's like people like I think they can know. I think they assume just by looking at me, like I'm wearing pink shirt, but like I think the assumption is that I'm queer, maybe even transgender. Like off rip, I feel like people like notice that, and especially when I'm telling it more, like through a feminized inflection voice like this. Like if I keep this up the entire time, and you don't know that I usually speak in a lower register, like a lower male octave, then you may assume that I am a cisgender heterosexual female, which I am not. And so that song usually like throws people for a loop when I start singing it, and I'm like, Officer Terry. Oh, you know, I've been a real bad girl, and the audience is like, "What's happening?" Like, and by the end of it, I'm like screaming my usual voice. I'm like, "Oh, you know, I've been a real bad girl." Like, I'm like going crazy with it when I'm playing that song live. Oh, you know, I've been a real bad. All right, we got time for maybe another video. Maybe we'll like watch some like people get beat up or something. Hold on, I'll be right back in a second. Bow, bow. Shit, I gotta put back on my expander. I forgot to put on the expander. Filters, let's see. Compressor, expander. Yeah, there we go. We actually may go a whole another hour. I just looked at the time. We got plenty of time, dude. I thought it was closer to 2 o'clock, but it's not even 1 yet. Yo, shoutouts to Cat Bat Cosplay, also known as Chrissy. This one is definitely not lewd and has never been lewd, but she's probably like 25 now. But I started following her when she was like probably maybe 18, 19, and she was doing like a whole bunch of cosplay. I mean, everyone was like kind of new to the market back then, but she wasn't on it. So I was following her because like I said, like I'm not into the that's not why I'm into cosplayers. Like, that's not the draw for me. It's not like a thing. So I was following her, and then she's changed over to kind of like, I will say more like a lifestyle vlog, but she's trying to be a pilot, like an airplane pilot. And like, I still remember like just like following her and watching her go from like 2,000 followers, and now she's got like something like 300,000 or 400,000 followers on Instagram. It's fucking awesome. I'm proud of her. She doesn't know I exist, so she could care less probably what I think, but shout outs to her for, doing whatever it is that this is. TikToking dances. And she's a good dancer too. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with any of that, but I'll probably be in my 50s getting called creepy for like, stalking, not stalking, but like just in general, you know what I mean? All right, so moving on, we're going to continue on with today's episode. When the abusive girlfriend doesn't think she's abusive.
Yes, ma'am. No, you're not. Go.
Is this a recap? This may not even be a recap. This may just be the actual thing. All right, so POV, we show up with the cops. So it says officers were dispatched to a clinic regarding something.
We're to go out there. We're not gonna talk out here. No. You don't. Back off.
That's crazy. Keeping her in there is crazy. Normally it's the opposite, where they want to get the person outside in case that it comes to a fist fight.
I'm pregnant. No,
I don't care. I want you to go back in there.
I'll record you.
Go in there.
That's crazy that wanting her to go back in. Like, I don't understand that.
Yes, ma'am. You
You don't have to touch me. Don't put your hand on me. Don't put your hand on me.
What's up with her teeth?
You don't put your hand. Let me go.
Ma'am, you're about to go in handcuffs. You're about to go into cuffs.
No, let me go in here.
Come in here and you're gonna talk with me.
No, we're gonna talk over there, but I want to hear everything.
No, you're not. No, you're not, ma'am.
She looks like an addict. Sunken in cheeks, beady eyes, aggressive makeup on the top to overcompensate for what the drugs have damaged her face out. Hold on, my internet kicked out. Sometimes it just does that. Hold on. It'll go back in a second. I just have to refresh the page is actually what happens here. So we were like 30 seconds in, 40 seconds in.
Sit down.
So why do they want her inside so bad? Like almost always in these interactions, the idea is to get them away from anywhere that they could trash, anything they could break, anything they could hit their head on.
Go to jail for resisting. Do you understand me? Then sit down.
I want to sit down. Can I just stand?
General information.
I'm not giving you my information.
This is real simple. You are going to give us your information, or you're going to jail. Do you understand?
Right, you can't. You can't. That's weird, though. Okay. Okay. Give it to him. Alexandra Pineda.
Stop.
I'm not.
The reason they don't stop when she says okay there is because once the process is initiated, it has to go through the court process, and here's why. Because otherwise, every single time, every single interaction would be reduced to the same thing. Officers using some form of force against you, you complying. And you can't allow that. Like, you can't allow that to be the paradigm. You can't allow that to be the ground floor of the system. The system wouldn't stand otherwise. It would be a violent system where every single interaction would just be the cop punching you in the face and then you saying, okay.
Stop moving around. Sit still.
I am. She got her elbow right there.
You're right.
I'm fine.
Because you're moving around.
So what was this even about? What was this about?
I'm not.
Listen to me. You're not in control of the situation. Do you understand that?
That's another thing the cops like to say.
It didn't have to be this way.
I was gonna give you some.
Really? Because the whole time you've been resisting us the whole time. When I asked you for your information, you said, I'm not giving it. What does that mean?
Sorry, I didn't want to give
I should replace that picture with my own artwork, because I have some pretty sick artwork, honestly.
Don't try to twist the words.
I'm gonna give you my ID better.
All right.
Please. Thank you. My ID.
Fucking kicked my own screen.
You want me to grab it? Yes, go ahead.
Hey, one of y'all. Okay, just making sure.
No, inside the middle part, please. Right there. It's my passport. You give my passport to them.
I should hang that up instead.
There you go.
Or like, this is a new one.
Just give you my ID. That's it.
What's your ankle monitor?
For valid my probation.
It's a little bit of a chaos ball, but this one's kind of
so
cool.
About to make it's gonna make a year. I didn't finish doing my community service hours, and me and him have an argument.
I've definitely shown this off on this channel before, but
There was an argument, big fight, but it was not.
Oh,
a fight,
here's
it
another
was
cool
just
one.
A conversation, so they gave me a anger management. What's the thing called? Anger monitor.
you can see all these on my Patreon.
You didn't complete your community service. We signed community service for. Was it you said the fight?
Yeah. No, for my first case.
What was your first case?
Battery charge for it was a battery charge for him and then some other one. I don't have the paper with me.
Okay.
You seem like the aggressor. She. I'll talk to you in a minute.
And I rescheduled, but we were going to have a conversation with me and him and the girl. I wanted to meet her face to face, and then that's when we came to.
This is low-key boring. I'm about to skip it.
We got to the argument, and I was grabbing his shorts to grab the keys so I could get.
This is the one that you see in the "We'll be right back" thing. Hold on, I have to show you. You gotta let it go through the first animation. There's no way around that. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That says thank you, by the way. It says arigato. So like all the assets you see, all the artwork that you see, I built all that. I'm pretty proud of it, honestly. Again, you can support me on Patreon. All right. We'll find one that's a little bit more interesting, because I don't give a fuck about what this girl's saying or yapping about. She's already in handcuffs. The odds of us seeing anything more interesting is very low. I don't really know what it was all about, but not enough drama there for me to be very entertained by it. Ooh, Toast has a new video. I fucking love watching Disguised Toast. I actually started watching Disguised Toast when he used to play Hearthstone. I never liked Hearthstone. I didn't stay in that game very long. I thought it was like a shittier version of Magic the Gathering for virgins. It's a bad joke. Ooh, Channel 5 News got a new video. Dunkin' Donuts workers strike. Yeah, let's watch this. Channel 5 News, 55 and 5 is the best number.
We are protesting the fact that they actually put a kiosk up.
I like that he's not all gas, no brakes, and that he didn't just give up when that shit fell apart.
You can see the writing on the wall for a like reduction in workforce, and I think that's the thing that we're looking out for. They've already installed.
I'm gonna pause for a second and just give my opinion on what I think about fast food worker strikes. I don't give a fuck. I could care less. I don't care what they're paid. I don't think that the jobs matter. I do have sympathy. Genuinely, I do have sympathy for people who make low wages. I do think that there's a problem in this country with capitalism. You've already heard my stances on all that. But as far as like being replaced by AI or ordering off a tablet, I could give a fuck less. I don't care. I don't care about these people's pay. I don't care about these people's benefits. Shut the fuck up and put the fries in the bag. That really is my opinion on this. Like, I'm sorry. Like, there's a labor problem in this country, but this just, like, I don't care about what Dunkin' Donuts is doing or why their workers are striking. It's not that I believe that people are worth inherently less or that I'm happy that they're getting paid not enough. It's just to say that, like, it's Dunkin' Donuts, dude. Like, you're literally selling fucking coffee. What we should be doing is protesting against the plastic industry and selling plastic cups of shitty export coffee that is being grown in plantations in probably fucking Guatemala or some other, you know, nation that has been overthrown by the CIA in the 1950s and colonized under a regime of, you know, military dictatorship and counter-socialist revolutionary militia juntas. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't really give a fuck about the end product of that being people getting paid low wages at fucking Dunkin' Donuts franchises. I just don't care. I'm sorry. I just don't. I just don't.
Next step could even be a robot one day, and we need to be able to have a say in the workplace.
I just disagree with her entirely. I don't care about that.
It's going to take customer service, you know, away. It's going to take service out of customer service, and that's not what people want.
They hate work.
No, she's wrong. People don't care. They care about the product, and they care about the price, and they care about the expediency at which they receive their product.
They hate us so much that they want to automate us away.
It isn't that they hate you. That isn't what's happening.
I am an anarchist, so like, yeah.
Every
I do
transgender woman
believe
is an
that,
anarchist.
Like, hierarchies and like places of power like cause violence, and that's pretty much all they do.
Girl, fix your fucking bangs if you're gonna give an interview.
Forever, or do you think that late-stage capitalism is just going to death spiral so hard that we have to ultimately kind of level the playing field and create a new society?
Well, some people have to get shot.
Developing news today
Luigi?
out of New York City,
Luigi, is that you?
Healthcare was shot and killed in
Luigi? Luigi?
He was targeted, but it's
I hope it's not me.
Yeah.
Did you know that every Thanksgiving
CEO, that's so funny. CEO of Channel 5 News, Andrew Callahan.
Harbor to travel to go see family elsewhere in the world? It's crazy, right? It's a big week. But guess what? There's a lot of beef right now at the airport. You know why?
Hundreds of restaurants and concession employees on strike, planning to continue their protest tomorrow.
And maybe they'll get what they want. Maybe they won't.
will be shut down.
Like I said, I do have sympathy. I do understand that, like, people, you know, need livable wages, etc. But
It's time for their demands to be met.
put the fries in the bag.
Want what most American workers want. That's the ability to keep food on their table and a roof over their heads.
Employees want better pay, healthcare, and retirement plans, especially after the pandemic.
It's just become very clear that we've gotten to a point where the things that we are asking for are falling on dead ears with the company, with HMS.
But HMS Host paints a different picture, claiming it's offering 12% raises and better benefits, and in a statement says the strike, quote, serves to hurt the traveling public and the HMS Host associates who continue to work during this difficult time.
So, we're going to go to a protest, specifically a Phoenix Sky Harbor food service anti-automation protest. We're going to meet up with some Dunkin' Donuts employees that may or may not be being replaced by robots in the near future. And we want to ask some of the employees about how they feel robots pose an existential threat to the American working class.
My name is Winona Rue, and I work at the Dunkin' Donuts.
That's a cool non-binary name, honestly. My name is Sarah, so I identify as a cis heterosexual female. A cis heterosexual white female. That's how I identify. That's my identity.
It's like less efficient than just going up and ordering.
For reference, I'm Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. I'm Jewish.
Need to have them operate properly, if at all. It's making our job harder because there's all kinds of stuff in the system that we don't have, or that we do have.
I also want to just go out and say, before I like talk too much shit about, you know, leftists and their little minimum wage coalitions, that I am unemployed.
And it just makes our job so much
I
harder.
also want to just say that I was a very, 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 very early adopter in Bitcoin. Like, yeah. Why does it keep pausing? I'm not doing that.
They'll send an order through on the kiosk, and it'll just silently pop up on our screen. So we won't even, unless we're actively looking at it, we're not gonna know about it. We're just gonna sit around like wondering why there's people in the lobby, and we're like, oh, there's a order. Yeah, it's really not efficient.
They're down more often than they are.
I hate those kiosk things. I really do. I hate those. Actually, there was one time where I stole a cup of lemonade from McDonald's because I ordered it.
I made $350,000 last year. I'm fucking ignorant.
It's frustrating.
Yelling at someone about how much money you make is horrible.
Like, why is that even there?
I think they're just trying to squeeze every penny they can out of the entire experience, and to
Well, they
allow
are.
people to do it themselves just makes it quicker and easier for the company.
Do you
Yes,
feel
it
like you
does.
enjoy your job?
No, I've worked customer service for 5 years. I don't enjoy this.
Then get a new job. What the fuck?
It
Go
would've
get
been more
qualified in
comfortable for
something.
them to,
Go be like a peer
agree to this
specialist in like
contract
queer
because they're really
queerness or
suffering now that we're
something.
out, like demonstrating like this during Thanksgiving.
This is the busiest travel time in the whole
Go work at the
year,
airport.
and we have to make a disruption in order for them to listen to us and for them to know that we're serious.
What kind of existential threat do you think automation poses to the workforce?
People want human interactions as much as people want to say that, you know, AI and automation is the way. People that come through the airport, they don't want to continue to serve themselves. You know,
I do. I fucking hate people. I'm so misanthropic. I hate dealing with minimum wage workers. Because how many times are they? I'm not even gonna say it. No, I'm not even gonna say it.
Glorified food runner at the end of the day, where you know the customer is doing my job, and that's not part of the experience that we want when we go out to eat. We actually want to be served.
It's funny how only like
through here sometimes.
only the people who work there are saying this stuff. Oh, this fucking guy. Do you remember that guy where I'm not afraid to take a stand? Hold on, I have to pause really quick. I have to put on the "We'll be right back" screen.
Or if they didn't want that, they would just go and grab a sandwich and go sit by the gate. So I feel like
Sorry, we'll be right back. We'll finish this, but I have to change it. I have to prepare a couple things. It was lagging again, and it does that sometimes. Like I said, because we get punished for using Firefox. And Chrome, if you use Chrome, it doesn't lag, but it eats up your RAM space differently. And it spies on you more, allegedly. I mean, I just assume everything's always getting spied on. Hold on, I'm looking something up. I'm still here. We're not actually. We're. All right, here we go. Do you guys remember this guy? I'm not afraid. He's singing Eminem. He doesn't even know the words. It's not the words. He takes his glasses off and smashes them.
And I can't stop living this way. I'm coming out of my cage. You want a little Detroit here?
It's over south of New England. Okay. But yeah, I'm trying to do something.
The cops just like casually stalking him like fucking sharks in water.
We are protesting the fact that they actually
Makes it
come into a full service experience for. If they didn't want that, they would just go and grab a sandwich and go sit by the gate.
That's what I do. I fucking avoid these people at all costs. Do you know how many times fucking dumbass workers fuck up my orders? It's first of all, I'm autistic, so you will not catch me ever. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm boycotting. Walmart, McDonald's, ExxonMobil, Hobby Lobby, and like fucking a million other places that are just local to me that I'm just boycotting specific because of bad experiences that I've had. I don't give a shit about some brightly lit worker fucking up my order versus a computer getting it right. I just don't care.
I feel like they're they're taking that away in the name of profit.
Go wash windows.
What's up? Los Angeles, California, 9:30 a.m.
I'm such a fucking Republican on this issue. It's not even funny. And this is like one of the only labor issues that I'm a Republican on is automation. Like, I'm sorry. Like, automating people's jobs away, I don't have a problem with it. I don't.
With no cross-verbal traffic at all. It was solitary.
Like, learn how to solder. Learn how to be an electrician. Learn how to, like,
I think. But for me,
I don't know.
honestly kind of enjoyed it.
Go on Etsy. Dare I say it. Start an OF account.
Anybody about anything going on, and now look at it. I have a perfect oat milk infused 16-ounce Dunkin' Donuts coffee in my hand. But that's not why I'm out here filming this. What if I told you?
I'm also rage baiting for
Go
comments.
into the field to see how the mainstream media is covering both sides of the issue. Well, that's true, and that service is called Ground News.
Oh my God, shut up.
Phone right now.
Imagine advertising someone else's news channel on your news channel, and then have it taking up like 1/4 of your whole video.
I think it's a great idea. It just seems to make it much more swift. Some of these, it just makes traveling so much easier. We thought it was pretty neat, you know.
Over here, they're protesting, saying that it's going to kind of take away jobs and stuff. What do you think about that?
Well, you can always look at it two ways, I think, because you're creating jobs on the other side, too.
No, you're
You know,
not.
someone's got to build the robots.
No. That's not true. Shut up.
The food on it somehow. It's back and forth.
That's not the argument. That's not a counter argument. The counter argument is fuck these people.
How do you feel about QR code menus?
Kind of bland to me.
Yeah,
it's mid.
It's mid.
Do you feel like automation poses an existential threat to the American working class?
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
Do you feel
He doesn't know what the word
automation
existential
poses an
means.
Existential threat to the American working class?
No, not at all. If you work your ass off, if you work hard, then no. You
He's
shouldn't
right.
have anything to worry about.
Frankly, there's a lot of young kids right now who don't want to work. You know, and it's not that I want to automatically replace them, but
As someone who is unemployed, she is so fucking right. It's not even funny.
Because of TikTok and stuff, all the kids want to be YouTubers and dancers and rappers.
Me, IRL, I want to be all three of those things: a dancer, a rapper, an influencer, a YouTube live streamer.
Which, to me right now, I wish I was starting a job. I wouldn't mind starting out at $50 an hour. I think the kids.
Where's he getting 50 an hour?
It doesn't make any difference. I have the
Try
sense of
14, dude.
not wanting a real job. Just, you know, I want to just kind of do what I want. And they expect $20, $30 an hour to start. They want a new house right away. They want
This
a new
guy's full of
car,
shit.
a new boat, a new Sea-Doo, whatever it is. And it's like, give me a break, dude, you know?
Are you pro-capitalism?
Yeah, I guess yeah.
And he's wearing the hat, so.
It's better than everything else we got, like being shoved in our face, right?
Yeah.
So I guess I'll take
like
capitalism.
what?
Are you optimistic about the future of American capitalism?
About that specifically, I'm not optimistic about that if it keeps continuing now.
How come?
Well, because it's hard to live. I mean, I live in a studio, converted from a garage, two blocks down.
That's
from,
rough.
My landlord's McMansion.
Yeah, that's rough.
That's how I live. That's pretty much, give or take, how I've been living for like 5 years. I mean, I've been getting a taste of the real world for like years. So like, I don't know. Like, why do these people have to? Why do these people deserve anything better than what I have? You know. For sure.
That I can't answer. I'm also a bit of an anarchist myself.
I do art, I guess. Yeah.
What kind of art?
I draw, I guess. Yeah.
That's cool. Do you ever think about, like, you know, after this going into illustration or something like that?
No, that's fucking insane, because like even in our current society we have as much, you know, like I'm not gonna have the opportunity. No.
Well, shit, you never know.
No.
Is there a possibility of promotion in the Dunkin' Donuts corporate apparatus?
Well, I don't know why I'd want to do that. Then I would lose union protections.
Channel 5 Live Worldwide, Hollywood Advice. Fuck the authority, Channel 5 News.
I don't know what to make of that.
We don't fuck with costers.
And 5 is the best number. I wish I could get paid 50 or 2. Yeah, me too. Boomers in the quote, no one wants to work anymore. Of course we don't want to work anymore. I also prefer the kiosks. Yeah, I'm glad the comment sections are backing me up, but the thing with the comment sections is they can be shilled and astroturfed and bot swarmed. So you can't trust the comment sections. But I do think that those are probably real people, and I think they're probably like me, just they don't really care what the left fringe contingent of queerdos thinks about whatever the fuck labor dispute that they don't even really understand. Like, these people are self-hating, you know what I mean? Train hopping. Oh, Jif Gas has got a new video. We can't watch because it's 2 hours and 44 minutes, but yeah, this guy's nuts. I'll show a couple minutes of it. Like a couple seconds of it. I'll just fast forward at random. He bludges out his face and then goes illegally trespassing and jumps on freight trains. He'll like hide on, yeah, he like illegally hops freight trains. This is all of his content. He goes on tons of adventures. It's fucking awesome. Love watching it. Wish I could do it. I'm a total pussy. I won't do it. Absolutely gorgeous. He sees so much cool stuff. He's got a great outlook on life. He's not as philosophical as Shei. I'll give you that. Shaiey. Shei. He's I believe Russian. I don't actually know who he is. He may be like Belarusian or something like that. I'm just guessing. I have no idea. Georgian maybe. I'm totally just making shit up. I don't know. Somewhere in Europe. But yeah, let's see. Wildland across Georgia. He also makes music. His music's mid, but it's pretty good. I mean, even making mid music is intense. Like my music is not even mid. My music is just straight up bad. So like that's really saying something, you know? But yeah, I mean like this guy's fucking awesome, you know? He's still a kid. I would say he's still like a boy. Now he's a grown adult man, but like when I started following him, which was probably like at least half a decade ago, at least 5 years ago, maybe more, because that was back when I used to do more traveling and stuff like that, where I was like, back where I was traveling and stuff like that. I haven't traveled in a long fucking time. I've been broke. But yeah, you can watch Shei. Shout out to that guy's YouTube channel. One of the best around. Spoiled brat cries for her daddy when police ignore her threats. I don't care about that. You're suing me. I don't care about that. We're not going to watch Toast on my channel. That seems stupid. How do I make it so it just stops showing me shorts? I don't give a fuck about shorts. It's like, oh, stop for 30 days. 30 days. Why don't you just stop forever? Threatened to kill mom doesn't end well. Oh my goodness.
You know, hazy, scary moment, right? So I just...
Why do all the really fucking crazy people wear masks? Is this like a gender dysphoria thing? Oh, it is a gender dysphoria thing. Listen, I don't want to talk shit about my fellow trans people, but like there's something that goes wrong in your fucking brain. Listen, my first 2 years of transition were brutal. Like they were horrible. When I use the word psychotic, I do not mean that word lightly. I was fucking psychotic. I was living outside. I was screaming at people. I wasn't taking drugs, but it presumably, well, I was taking hormones actually. I was taking estrogen. But like I was sexually impulsed in ways that now I'm chemically castrated. I'm a castrate, so like I'm a celibate. We gotta watch it. We gotta watch it. She's trans. You can see the crazy in her eyes. You can see the crazy. And the mask is a dysphoria thing. There's also a contingency of people that are leftists that think that they are autoimmune compromised when they're not. I don't really know what it is about that form of mental illness, but it's kind of like hypochondriacs often. And there's something about your brain when it's so stressed that you think that you're experiencing an illness and you're trying to map for where the danger is coming from because you're in a constant state of centralized nervous system heightened like dysphoria, I guess would be the word. And you map that to an externalization of the problem, which is germs. I went through 2 years of germophobia. I didn't even know germophobia existed until I was like fucking terrified to touch my own food and was like terrified to touch doorknobs and was like washing my hands way more than was healthy and was getting like dry skin. I'm completely cured of this now. Like, it's like, do you want to know what cured it? This is going to sound crazy. It was exposure therapy on mistake because I put Vaseline on my lips because my lips get very dry. And my friend was like, ew. She's like, did you wash your hands first before putting in the Vaseline? And I thought about that for a moment and realized that I hadn't. And she's like, yeah, there's probably a ton of bacteria in there. And I thought about it and I thought about it and I thought about it. And I was like, Well, if this hasn't made me sick yet, nothing will make me sick. And it totally cured my, and like, it sounds crazy to say it because like, I was turning into that guy from the movie The Aviator, right? Where like I was locking myself in a room. I'm also autistic. Also, there's a huge proclivity of overlap between autistic people and gender dysphoria. That isn't to say transgender people or non-binary people or gender non-conforming people in autism. It is to say gender dysphoria or gender incongruence or feelings and perceptions that the outside and the inside aren't matching. And for some reason, there's and it is specifically leftist, ideological dogma towards germophobia and togetherness and inclusivity that gives them an excuse to wear a mask, and then the mask itself becomes a mask for your own self-loathing and body dysmorphia that then becomes internalized as part of your identity, and then you think, I don't know, let's just watch.
Okay. It's a lot of hormones and emotions speaking, but you can't say those things, especially not with a knife in your hand. Right.
I am also guilty of threatening to kill my parents when I was gender transitioning. I have an extremely abusive narcissistic mother, like extremely abusive narcissist mother. And I have definitely told her that if she fucks with me that, you know, things may go one way or the other. Obviously, like, listen, like I'm a grown adult now. I'm not a child anymore. I'm not a teenager anymore. But yeah, there's definitely been times where I've said things that probably could have gotten police involvement. So yeah, let's just watch this and let's just watch.
This is a new thing for me. Knife to take her out. She's so worked up talking to the officers because the suspect told her that he was. She advised the officer that she was scared for her life. She alleges that her son, now known as Matilda, threatened her the other day.
That's kind of a good name to choose, Matilda.
Use a knife to take her out.
I don't know why trans women don't just choose normal names, but I would never ever tell someone to choose a normal name. I used to go by Mahala.
Throughout the video, we'll get to hear Mom, Matilda, and the suspect's wife's side of this.
Not Michaela, but Mahala, because I thought the K was too.
So is she at your house right now, or?
I also used to go by Alice on dating profiles. I still go by Alice on dating profiles but I have a partner now, so I don't really use dating profiles as much.
And now, okay, now she knows I'm talking to you. Great. She threatened my life and hers.
Why the fuck would you call the police on your own kid? Seriously, I mean, like, I really mean that. Like, if you don't believe it's a credible threat and you use the word yesterday, why the fuck are you getting the cops involved? Like, it's just so selfish, and it probably has less to do with feeling threatened and more to do with bigotry. That's just my opinion, but let's let it play out. Terrible parenting and probably a narcissist. I could be projecting, though.
Okay.
Oh, God. Do I even want to read the fucking comments?
And has spewed it out to me over text, but has now been taking it out on my mom and potentially her family.
So.
And now she's calling me nonstop right now. I don't know what to do. I am in a panic state that I don't know whether my 6-year-old granddaughter is going to be safe right now.
Okay, so where do they stay?
They live with me.
Okay, where do you live?
I live at.
Okay, is that down the street?
Yes, right there.
Okay, so you want to go over there? Is that where your daughter is, or?
That's where we reside, but she is at.
These comments are fucking horrible as always.
Mom's house overnight.
Whoops.
You know, hazy, scary moment, right?
God. Fucking hate YouTube. They keep updating their fucking shit to just like punish everyone who is not a Chrome user. They introduce lag, they remove features, they don't have it save the place.
You want me to talk to her real quick?
At least the cops properly gendering her.
What's her name? Matilda. Hi, Matilda. This is Officer Christian with Athens, Clark County.
Hello?
Hi, Matilda. This is Officer Christian with Athens, Clark County.
Hi.
Hi. So I'm speaking with your mom with the issues that you guys having. What's going on?
Okay, so we had a really big fight the other day, and she kicked me and my family out of her house, which, whatever, right?
Okay.
It's not whatever, right?
Legally, I'm a renter, so I didn't have to leave, but I figured for the, to keep the peace, that's what I would do. Give it 24 hours.
Most of these comments are not real people, by the way.
I'm going to cool down, to relax, and stay at my grandma's house.
Most of these comments are left by Christian activist groups and robots. And if you look carefully at the way that the formatting is done, you can tell that they're not real people. You can also tell by based on the icons that they're not real people.
I kind of just, I left, you know?
Okay.
I left. I left because, you know, I didn't want to have another fight. I didn't want to have an argument. Clearly, things aren't going 100% right now, and I guess at this point, you know, it would just be best, you know, if I was just, you know, out of there, just chilling on my own for a bit until I and this
Like this one right here. Like Tater Tot Tommy is not a real person.
Today, or when did that happen?
the argument with my mom happened.
Because you can tell ChatGPT to create an argument, like a rhetorical argument against being transgender, and it'll do it. And then you can plug that directly into the API of Google and have it shill. And actually, once you point to the API comment section to that, it'll just every 10 minutes it'll just refresh and leave another comment.
That's the impression I'm under. I guess you and I are perhaps in a similar situation, not really knowing what anyone else.
Okay, so.
Conversation is.
Okay, so. So okay, so when you were having the argument with your mom or with your grandma,
Did you
what
threaten her?
exactly was said?
Yeah, did you threaten her?
Does Matilda have any sort of like issues we need to know about, like mental health issues or anything like that?
She is currently transitioning.
Okay.
So there are some hormones.
Okay.
She has in the past have anxiety, depression, and is currently not on meds. Probably should be.
Maybe.
What's the hormone transition? How long has that been going on for?
Maybe 8 weeks.
Okay.
That sounds about right.
I'm getting out of here.
Honestly, it's about a full year that the hormone psychosis can last. Not everyone goes through it, but it definitely is a mental health crisis, I'll say that. Having experienced it myself and come out the other side better for it.
You know what I mean? Like it was just nothing was gonna come of it.
Like I identify as non-binary. I'm just gender non-conforming. Like personally, I could care less about gender.
Since, you know, at this point, since I'm so.
Where does your grandma stays at?
But yeah, it took like, at least for me personally, it took me like 3 full years after starting hormones to feel comfortable in my own body. I've been on hormones now 9.5 years, so for reference.
Just like chilling here. I guess she was under the impression that I was gonna like
I keep all my estrogen bottles if you want something psychotic. It's probably something like 40 of them in there by now. And this is probably like a 6-month supply.
Okay. So.
I like that the cops are at least being compassionate for now. We'll see if that continues.
That may, I don't know, because I don't know what she told my mom. I can only surmise.
Okay, so your mom was telling me that, you know, you threaten your mom and your grandma.
Yeah, that's the part that matters, is credible threats.
No, I didn't threaten anybody.
Okay.
I guess I'm wondering what they said, because at no point have I threatened them.
Never talk to the police, hang up, let them talk to you in person. If there's a credible threat that was made, and it isn't just hearsay, then yeah.
And they live, is that your address up the street, or is that? Okay. I understand there were some threats.
My life
26 bottles. That's how many estrogen bottles I have. This one's from 2016.
So what would your mom said that you threatened her with?
2020.
You made some threats.
2025. That's the expiration date.
Or stuff like that.
No, I didn't threaten.
No. Okay.
She probably did, by the way. She probably really did.
I did throw 2 pots, one of them was her mother's, like their grandmother's.
So
Don't make any admissions.
Not at her, just at the ground in the kitchen.
Oh my god, so dumb.
That was yesterday when we had our big argument. And after that, like, and she told me it was her grandma's pot. Like, and at that point, my feeling.
I've gone through this with my family too, by the way.
Like, okay,
And probably for the same reasons.
Let me ask you this. What's your, I guess your first name is Matilda, right?
What's your legal name, though?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh, what's your first name?
Kind of.
Well, so my legal name is different than the name that everyone calls me.
Okay. So what's your legal name?
Matthew, 1992.
So Matilda's still legally married?
Yes.
Did you say 1982? Sorry, let me rewind that.
So Matilda's still. What's your legal name?
Matthew, 1982.
So
1982. So she's 10 years older than me. So I started transitioning when I was 22 years old. I'm currently 32 years old. I started hormones when I was 23 years old, which means she started hormones when she was 32 years old.
Where is she involved?
No, 30 years old. Because this is 2022. This takes place.
Town or?
She's supposed to be at work right now. I don't know. They were all three of them.
That's brutal to start when you're 30, dude. I mean, I know women who have started in their 50s.
Where?
But I mean, I can't even imagine starting like now. Like if I was just starting, like, especially given how long it took for me to calm the fuck down and just get my shit together and become comfortable and happy with myself. Like no amount of bigotry. Like if my comment sections, and they've looked like this before on my other channels, it doesn't faze me anymore because it's just like I know who I am and I know how powerful I am. I don't really care about what the church thinks. Intelligent people. Intelligent, good-hearted people accept trans women, full stop. That is just the case of things.
I will continue to do that, and I will raise the child alone if I have to.
What'd she say?
A lot of things for a long time for the sake of the and I will continue to do that, and I will raise the child alone if I have to.
Has Matilda been violent with her wife or anything like that, or? So everything was verbal between you two.
So she called the police because of a verbal altercation.
Any sort of contact we had was verbal. I mean,
Okay.
I threw 2 pots, right, onto the ground in the kitchen, and they broke. But, like, that is as... I knocked a chair down, too, I guess, but, like...
Why would you admit to that? Why would you admit to any of this? Just, like, say nothing. It's so dumb.
Physical altercation, like, interpersonal, like, you know, like, there was no, like, physical fight. Absolutely not.
Okay.
Honestly, I think she could probably kick my butt.
So what exactly? Where are you right?
That's a hell of a statement. My mom kicked my male butt.
Am I suspected of committing a crime?
Good question.
Going on between the two of them? Or?
You wouldn't be on the fucking phone with the police if you weren't being suspected of a crime, you dumb bitch. Duh.
Wife, unfortunately, also has managed by
Autism. Is probably what's being blanked there, is my guess.
got a big plate.
What's the wife's name?
Katie.
Katie want to talk to us, or is she the type that's not going to say anything?
She is in a very difficult spot. She may or may not speak to you. She may or may not want to. She's desperately afraid of losing the security of her family. She just became a citizen.
Wow.
Okay.
No, we just want to talk to everybody because I was in the area and your mom just flagged me down. We have another officer at your grandma's house.
And I very much respect that, and I totally respect that, but here's my stance on things, and I hope you'll be able to respect that as well. I personally would prefer to resolve this through distance between myself and the parties involved.
Okay.
So I would prefer not to...
Go ahead.
To meet in person, and I'd rather kind of just relax, because I know that I am not a threat to myself or others.
My first 2 years were also not injectable, and injectable estrogen is holistically different. Like, it barely feels the same as pills. The pills sublingually under your tongue absorb into your bloodstream differently and affect you differently.
215? Hello? Hello?
Oh, sorry, my phone got muted.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. So what do you need the phone number for?
Your phone number just for our, just to put you in the
You can't
call
swear.
and everything,
It'll get removed.
that I spoke with you and all that.
Well, I suppose you could just say you spoke with me.
So what?
I suppose you could just put in the report that you spoke with me.
Okay. Alright. Gotcha. Can I call you Matilda, or do you want me to call...
Please call me Matilda.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay, I just want to make sure that I was calling you. Alright. So, alright, let me talk to your mom and see where we go from there, okay?
Would it be possible, and we can have this on speakerphone, would it be possible if I could speak to her briefly? You can overhear
Sure.
You can speak her down.
Yeah. Yeah, I can... Alright, let me ask her if she wants to talk to you, okay? Give me a second.
Of course. And
Alright.
you can let her know that you'll be party to the conversation if you prefer to.
So, if you want, she wants to talk to you.
Talking is crazy here. Talking is crazy here.
She wants to talk to you. For what she's telling me, that you guys were only having an argument, so she wants to talk to you. I don't know if you feel comfortable talking to her. If you want to talk to her.
Right now, I do not feel comfortable.
Okay, I'll let her know that. Hey, Matilda.
Yes?
So your mom doesn't feel comfortable speaking with you right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we'll have to respect that.
All right.
So I guess at this point, I would like to just, resolve things myself between them. I'll do it on my mother's terms, whatever those terms may be. But,
So right now it's domestic and it's a hearsay issue. One person is saying one thing, the other party is saying whatever she's saying.
today, and that, I guess I'll see her when she's comfortable seeing me.
Okay. I'll let her know that. Okay. All right. Bye.
Thank you.
Could you provide me her number so I can give her a call later on?
Right there, Matilda.
So she was telling me that she was talking to your, she had an argument with your mom. That there was not threats being made. That they only argue about, the house and all that. And when she was leaving, she threw some bases and pushed the chair and she left the house.
Yeah, and my mom was on the phone with me and was very frightened and scared for her safety.
Okay,
and,
well, your mother is irrelevant here.
her own granddaughter come home for her scan at this time.
Okay.
Hearsay.
Matilda has no place to go because I don't feel safe. My mom doesn't feel safe.
Okay.
Gotta file for eviction.
I fear that as calm as she may or may not have been on the phone with you, that will carry over to retribution to me, to her wife, and to my
Okay.
mom.
So you don't want her to go to your house or her house?
My mom cannot. My mom's 80 years old. She cannot do this.
Okay.
She cannot do this.
All right.
I cannot have her in my home right now.
But she didn't keep all of her stuff at your mom's house or anything. She was there.
No, she was there for one night. And to be honest with you, with advice from my son who lives in Ohio, as this was all going on and I'm flagging you down, I had literally been frantically packing everything I
Oh,
could
you're
think
such
of
a
to fit
victim.
my car to leave out of fear for her coming back and for my safety. And if my house got destroyed and trashed, so be it. I would be alive, and so would my dog.
Alive, huh?
My granddaughter. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
I think you file for eviction instead of just calling the cops.
With your mom then? Is that what you said?
No, when she was, my mom.
She's not even there.
Did not know about yesterday's conversation because I swore to Matilda that I would not tell anyone, and I kept my word to my mom because my mom, at 80 years old, can't keep a secret, and she would tell what she knew, and then there would be retribution for me blabbing my mouth to her. I did tell my son and her wife. And he rightfully recommended that I pack my bags, and if Matilda came home, just to sacrifice my house for my safety. I don't know.
She's making 0 cents. 0 cents. All she's saying is, you don't feel safe. But she's not said anything coherent.
Handle the legal aspect. There are some things that you need to take care of on your end as well. One, you need to remove weapons from the house so that she can access.
They are her weapons.
Oh, she owns weapons. That does change things.
I do that. They belong to her.
You can turn them over to us.
Yeah, but you can't though. That's theft.
Yeah, we can meet up there because if you're saying with her being.
This is a really interesting circumstance. What are these red flag laws that come into play here? Like I said, I'm not familiar with like gun laws, but my understanding is that if your annoying mommy doesn't like your guns, she can't just turn them into the police.
Yeah, well, let's go see the
We had a fight. I mean, she is claiming that death threats were made, but
I'm freaking confused.
What? About what?
So, because the daughter is not a daughter; it's a man.
It's legally a male at this point.
Yeah.
So it's Matthew.
Right.
When it comes to the reporting and stuff like that, it's Matthew.
And that they're being respectful there, but that is technically true. I changed my legal gender about 2 full years into my gender transition. Like, legally I've been female, legally I am named Sarah.
Do you mind if I take pictures?
I am at my home with police officers. I can, but this is not the time for the conversation. All right, bye.
Okay, do you mind if I take pictures of the knife?
Sure.
Come on, bud.
Oh, sorry.
Just stabbing where and then let's see.
Object.
So that's the base that you threw, or?
Okay. Well, the base, I guess, was at my mom's house.
Okay.
This is a bowl that she threw. She threw some kind of.
Okay, so she threw a vase at your mom's house, but she threw some bowls and stuff.
She threw some a glass object all through this kitchen.
Violent male tendencies,
Tell me
you
where
know.
she stabbed the knife.
She was sitting here, stabbing in the carpet.
Yeah, okay, that's a little bit unhinged.
She did.
I've never done anything like this. Like, I've definitely I've definitely said some really unhinged, psychotic verbal things to people. Like, in my early days, like I said, I was really psychotic.
She did push me occasionally.
Nowadays, I'm just weird.
In the situation.
So this is where she.
This is where she was sitting.
Okay.
I really do appreciate that the police are using the correct pronouns, and I think that that is the proper way to address this. For legal reporting reasons, they can't.
It probably did not punch her, because I think she'd broken the tip at that point.
Could you walk me through the whole situation or over again? So when did this happen?
Yesterday noonish, I'm making pizza dough, cleaning some things in here.
So you were about to have lunch?
Yeah, a sponge accidentally was left in here. She began to chastise me for leaving the sponge in the sink.
Okay.
How dare I not follow her rules in my house about leaving a sponge in the sink?
It does sound pretty autistic.
About the sponge?
And she, picked it up.
They blanked the autism part. I'm like 90% sure that's what she said. And like I said, there's a huge overlap in the communities.
And said, well, here, take another sponge. There you go. Here's a sponge. Let's drop it. Move on.
Okay.
She continued to yell and scream at me and say incredibly violent, hateful things to me. Pretty much start to just blame me for everything under the sun, and how dare I not follow her rules. Again, this is my house.
I was going to say, it's her house, though.
And continued on ranting and raving that I was responsible for everything that has ever happened to this poor child in her entire life. And that
It could also just be an abusive narcissist gaslighting mother, but it's still her house.
I was cut off. And at one point she was...
So she blamed you for the things that...
Anything.
Like, can you give us a fucking example? Like, this is just like the most vague bullshit.
That's what it should. I mean...
I don't want to say that this woman's full of shit. It's just that this woman's not giving us the story.
Yelling at me and demanding that I apologize. Again, I'm trying to stay as calm as I can because
you're gaslighting her. Because you're abusive. You're trying to do reactive, narcissistic tendencies.
I'm a teacher.
Oh, you're such a good person.
My end calm, and I said, okay, I don't, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I left the sponge. I'm sorry I haven't done what you needed for, And
She's like reenacting it, but this is probably not what happened.
Whatever. I'm sorry. What more do you want from me? I'm sorry. And she kept amping up and amping up and amping up and amping up and amping up, blaming me, saying that.
So why weren't the police called at this time?
Making her get upset.
Like, this is like days after, right? Like, the woman's already gone, right?
I'm just trying to apologize.
Like, the daughter's already gone?
So she was telling you that you were instigating it, or?
Yes.
Okay.
I was instigating by apologizing. Apparently, it sounded too sarcastic to her.
Well, she's probably a narcissist abuser. She probably is. I mean, you could tell just by the way she's talking that there's something off about this woman. Then not to absolve the daughter of abusive behavior either.
Molly is sitting at the table watching this whole thing.
I always try to scrutinize everyone. She could be completely innocent.
And then
And so far, she's guilty of no crime. Just being a bitch and a narcissist doesn't mean anything.
You've got to go take some time away.
Also, living with your mom after 30, kind of crazy. Especially when you have, like, guns and a wife that's not even a citizen, kind of weird. She said the citizen was from the UK, so probably an English speaker. Probably not like a mail order bride type of situation though.
Did she throw the candle, or what she threw first?
She threw
I mean, the house doesn't look trashed. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't mean that bad things didn't happen. It's just like
my grandmother's bowl in front of the child.
Whose child?
Her child.
Okay.
oh.
How old was the child?
6.
Ooh.
But apparently, according to her, that was being I was being cold and calculated on.
So there's a 6-year-old child involved between the wife and the other wife.
Doing dangerous things in my midst and midst of her child.
Do you have do you know the child's information?
What do you need to know?
Name and birth.
Name.
So she threw the bowl.
I'm glad they cut that out because that's not the internet's business.
She tried to hit with the candle. I think she was trying to hit her head, and blaming me for her hitting her head with the bowl. It's my fault that she's doing this to herself.
Is that like a tick related to Asperger's?
Yeah, that sounds kind of crazy.
She was in a manic state. It's the way only.
I don't know if you've ever seen her do that before.
No, not like in it's not like a tick. It was like a manic state. Like I want to self-harm.
Okay, so it's not something that she's done. You've seen her do.
No, it was a self-harming behavior and not like a tick behavior, and not like.
I'm just gonna ask this. Do you guys think that this woman's retarded, like slightly like mentally disabled? Because she's been asked the same question 3 times in a row and has given the same complete non-answer. It's like her brain is only like she's incapable of listening to anybody. Like she's not giving. She's hiding something, in my opinion. Because she's being asked a very specific question. Have you seen her do this before? And she keeps saying, well, it was a self-harming behavior. That's a tangent, dude. Like that's not what they're asking you. They're asking you if there's like a history of abuse. They're asking if there's like a history of this. Did this start in childhood?
Dining room?
Like you raised her. How are you going to not be able to know whether or not that this has happened before?
She saw a lot, yes. Okay. At some point.
So the kid is involved.
Came out, got her. They were both.
So this now becomes a CPS situation.
Katie was yelling at me like it was my, not really knowing the situation, like it was my fault. And I think that's a lot to save face so she doesn't get blamed.
So.
They at that time were blaming me. She was blaming me, and a lot of I personally believe I cannot vouch for her, blaming me for for Matilda exploding and destroying things. And I think, to be honest with you, it's to help her in her situation, because if she said, Matilda, you've got to get yourself under control. What are you doing in front of your child? Then it becomes. She becomes a victim as well.
So where was the wife at when all that was happening?
She was trying to rest before she went into work.
So she was in her bedroom?
In the bedroom, yes.
Okay.
I tried to remove myself, came over here, and basically said, you know what, why don't you just go? Why don't you just go, just take some time and go.
So you came over here to the laundry room?
Right.
Okay.
And she came after me and tried to grab me, and I deflected and got away. She continued the ranting and raving, and again, anything I said or did was I'm really damned if I do, damned if I don't. Didn't know what I said, what I did. It was gonna be wrong.
But she hasn't actually said anything that's happened.
Matthew tried to grab you. Did he try to grab you like on your arm?
This officer's a piece of shit.
Kind of like going like this. It appeared like either to push me out my chest or to grab my neck. And in that deflection, I kind of jammed my thumb a little bit. It's not. I mean, it's not broken or anything. It's moving just fine now. It's just a little slow.
So you would say from your shoulders?
I would say around shoulder area.
Keep going. What happened after that?
Okay. At some point, she demanded. She's still yelling at me. I'm trying to escape. Somehow I was either told to get in here or I just tried to escape into here. She grows and grabs knives out of the drawer.
Okay.
The knives on the floor. Grabs the orange big knife. And
I've never pulled a knife on anybody, not ever.
I sit here and she sit there. And my phone was.
And also recognizing my own mental
So when,
frailties, I don't own any weapons.
Chair at that point as well.
So, okay, so Matthew came over here, tried to grab the
Yeah, this
the
officer's a piece of shit.
She grabbed several knives, threw some on the floor, and
He's like, I'm confused. You're not confused. You're a bigot and you're an asshole.
continued to go and you know, ranting, say, you know, I'm disowning you. You're the worst person in the world. That kind of stuff. And I'm just
Can't really disown your own
really
mom.
not trying not to respond at all, to not to feed into anything. And she's reading that as that I'm just cold-hearted. And I'm just saying, you know what? We need to have some professional help. Let's talk this through with a professional. We're not getting anywhere now. You
Hi.
need to go and cool off.
I'm the professional.
And she's not.
Unironically.
And she is threatening me with a knife.
Like, unironically, like for real unironically. Like, that's actually my career.
Like this. If you say another word, I'm gonna stab you. If you
Okay, that's the first thing that she has said that has mattered.
up like that, yes. That
Okay.
And then at one point said, I'm gonna kill myself if you continue. And she put the knife to her neck.
I've definitely threatened to kill myself.
When
I'm not really sure that's illegal,
Just back it up just a little bit.
but I've been there.
When she had the knife up and she said, if you say one more word, I'm going to stab you. What was your perception of that statement?
I felt like my life was in danger.
So you,
Hmm.
I at one point tried to reach for my phone, and if you touch that phone, you know it's going to end up with a standoff, and I'm going to die.
Okay, so Matthew grabbed the knife.
This officer is being such a fucking asshole, dude. There's no reason for it either. What a fucking piece of shit. Officer fucking shithead over here. The mother isn't helping it either, because you notice she's not correcting him. So she's definitely part of the problem. I mean, that's not an excuse for, you know, trans girl going crazy.
That I don't love her, that that she's going to disown me, and that whatever else she had to say, she's stabbing the knife into the floor with a degree of force.
Was her wife still here at the time?
Yes, that she finally decided to collect the daughter and take her into that room.
So she could hear it but not see it?
Not hear it, not see it.
Okay, so sorry, let's back it up a little bit. So she threatened you.
At least he got it right that time.
Began telling you that she was gonna stab herself.
But yeah, he's switching between genders and purposely trying to predatively, actively misgender. And he's doing it for ideological reasons, not for any purpose other than to just be demeaning. It doesn't change the situation. Like, that's just my observation of this officer being a piece of shit.
At my phone and may have made a gesture toward it.
I wonder what type of conservative family raised that asshole.
Call the police. You know it's going to be a standoff, and you know I'm going to die.
Okay.
I believe her. I mean, I don't think she's lying. I think she's definitely left out a lot of stuff that she probably said and did to provoke it. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Even if she's screaming back at her son or daughter, depending on how you want to cut that, it doesn't matter how that escalates, because the moment that the knife gets involved, that's it. That's crime.
And I kept using the word we, not to single anyone out. We need professional help to work through this. We need professional help to moderate any discussions. We need professional help, and that was considered instigation again, and how they're
Gotcha. This is kind of unrelated, but this is just for curiosity's sake. Were the mood swings and stuff this bad before the hormones?
Not to this extent, but she has in the past had before hormone treatments has had ups and downs.
Hormones definitely can affect it. It's a valid question. It's usually not causative, though, if that makes sense. Like, people don't start hormones and then go crazy. People are crazy and then start hormones and are still crazy.
Homicide and stuff.
But hormones, especially estrogen, doesn't tend to cause this. If anything, estrogen mellows you out to the point where you're just boring. Like, I used to be a fucking maniac with testosterone. God, I miss testosterone. Testosterone is fucking awesome. I miss it so bad. You feel great on it. You feel so powerful. You feel smart, sharp. horny. I don't feel any of those anymore. Now I just feel like this like blob of just like lethargy. Like
Because I do not want to stand off with her in any way whatsoever.
and maybe that's true.
There's a very large gun case somewhere. And I hope it should be under.
I'm not really sure what the legality is here. Like, I'm not questioning it or saying that this is an unlawful search, because it is the woman's house. So I'm just not sure on what the law is on confiscating weapons. I really don't know. My best guess is that this is what they call red flag laws, but that's a total guess. Like, I'm not an expert on this at all.
I can let her think that it's gone.
There's definitely a rifle in there. Like AR or something.
Like, you're allowed to own weapons. There's nothing unlawful about that.
They'll probably have a problem with that lock and evidence, but it is what it is. So that's the lock off is that, the lock off.
Because she didn't use the guns in facilitation of a crime, but when you threaten to kill people, taking away people's weapons does seem reasonable to me. But so far, this is all on hearsay.
Because y'all are family, and you live together, and there's threats of violence, and there's broken items, all of this falls under domestic violence.
So it does seem to be a valid domestic case, though. That's the thing.
State
So.
charges, whether you want to press charges or not, the state presses them. Because the reason the state presses charges for domestic violence is because they tend to escalate very quickly, and a lot of times victims, they don't want to prosecute. This is how it was a long time ago. They wouldn't want to prosecute, and then they come back and they find them dead.
Right, and you know what? I'm just going to say this. Like I said, my mom didn't know the story because Matilda stated, you are not to say a word about what happened today to anyone. And though it was not stated that I will harm you, that it wasn't.
Given the
that there was an
conversation
implication. There was implication. Due to circumstances beyond my control, Matilda will be arrested. Is that what you understand?
Correct. Yeah. We gotta have contact with her first, which means either she's gotta call us to turn herself in, and at that time get a statement, which would work to her benefit, or someone else calls us and says, "Hey, he's here." So.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Based off of what you said and the progression, it's gonna get worse. Yeah. Yeah, like that mental health, going through a gender transition. That's a lot on anybody. I couldn't imagine. So
This officer's not a
it's
piece
a
of
lot
shit.
of hormones and emotions speaking, but you can't say those things, especially not with a knife in your hand.
Absolutely, exactly the correct take, and presented in the correct manner. This officer is
Are
good.
those loaded? No, right?
I didn't even check, man. So I just.
Those are no. This with the revolver. It's not.
What did he mumble? Did he ask if it's loaded?
They don't feel like it. Well, what's this one? One chamber too.
I'm not sure what that significance, if any,
The
is.
grandmother reached out to police, letting them know that the suspect returned back to the mom's house.
Okay,
The
so this
officers
is
quickly drove to the house where they found the suspect luckily still in the car. Soon after this, we'll get the wife's side of the story.
All right. So tell me what's going on. What happened?
Okay, so, basically, my mom and I had an argument yesterday, and it resulted in, basically, me and my family, we left to stay with my grandma because it wasn't working. A lot was being said and there was no resolution.
Okay.
So we went to stay with my grandma. That's that.
Okay.
It was not, there was no physical, there was no physical violence. It was just words, and I smashed 2 bowls.
Okay. Do you have your ID with you?
Yes. Is it are you comfortable with it? Okay.
That's a good question to ask there. Is it okay if I reach?
I guess so. The old.
I wonder what type of online extremist forums this lady's on.
Tell me a little bit of what happened with the knife and all that.
So, I was having, basically...
A psychotic episode.
By the end of the argument, I was at the point of, I would casually call it, near a mental breakdown. I don't know what's clinically, whatever, right? I was in a bad place emotionally, mentally.
Nobody
you know,
cares.
just a bad time, right?
Right.
And I felt like no matter what I said, she just kept
Fetishists
going
take
on the
screenshots?
same thing. I felt like I was being emotionally abused. I'm sure she has her own opinion.
I
on the
actually
matter, and
really believe, given the mother's conduct, that she is being emotionally abused. But that doesn't give that's not a defense, right?
moment. I did not threaten her or myself with it. I threatened to cut my hair.
Okay.
Because my hair is an important part of me, and I was trying to get her attention, and it's so stupid.
Sure.
You know, when
It is stupid. It's stupid. Also, you got to wash your hair and learn how to use product, lady. You got to learn how to like blow dry it. I mean, it looks nappy as hell. I'm one to talk. But, like,
and I don't know.
Okay.
And it got to the point where like I was so frustrated because she just kept talking over me. I'm just desperately trying to get her attention in that, you know, hazy, scary moment, right? So I just like am like stabbing the ground, just like trying to like break the knife, and then
so she did have the knife. She was stabbing the knife.
breaking the tip, and then I just toss it to the side.
Okay.
And I burst into tears because you know
Nobody cares about your
I'm
crime.
like I'm past my limit, and I need to go. She says, I mean, my family should leave, so we do, and that's kind of where we're at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So I need you to turn around for me.
Of course.
Yeah, she already knew.
Kids, the 6-year-old's not here.
Oh, no, she's at another location.
I don't like to do it clinically.
I think she's out.
The 6-year-old is really the crux of this. Like, why the fuck are you doing this in like at all? Like, get your shit together.
No, you're.
I've never even gotten a speeding ticket, so this is really
understandable.
scary and weird for me.
All right. All right, you can have a seat.
It's good we got a resolution to this.
Yeah.
Do you want me to call mom? Let her know.
Grandma. I would say grandma, because grandma was the one who called me. She was crying and all that. So.
Okay. Well, I'll just get mom know that she can come home.
Yeah, pretty much.
And she dipped out.
Yeah.
She come back to your house.
Now we get to see what the wife's point of view was.
Howdy, I'm Detective Cook with Police Department.
Oh, hi.
Would you be...
Yeah, perfect English, not a mail order, Brad.
Do you mind if I speak to you?
Yeah.
All right. Is your dog friendly?
Yeah, she's friendly. My daughter is here.
Okay.
Is that okay?
That's fine. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
You're not in any trouble or anything.
Okay, I know this is about, Matilda.
Yeah,
Where is
about the
this?
incident that took place that day with your husband?
Okay.
Or, I'm sorry, would he refer to wife, husband?
Wife, yes.
Okay. I want to be
This is
respectful.
Molly.
Fair enough by the cop.
Molly. Hey, puppy.
Lucy is friendly. Lucy is friendly.
All right. You mind if I talk to your mama for a moment?
You want to go to your room for a bit?
It won't take long, I promise.
Thank you.
So, no, on the night there was an incident between, I guess, is it your mother-in-law, Melanie, and Miss Matilda? I think is that the proper name? Just tell me what you witnessed. And ultimately, here's the thing. I'm gonna let you know this. How long have you lived here long?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, Clark County, we're not a punitive system. I mean, we are, but we're not. We want everybody to get better. And ultimately, I want Matilda to get the help she needs. Because just from reading the report, it sounds, and what she told officers, you know, it sounds like there might be some anger issues, and that could have to do with the hormones. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but my wife, when we were trying to have babies, she was taking hormone supplements, and I know it made her have a wide variety of mood swings. So that's why I say you're not in any trouble when you do anything. But I can also say this from my 23 years doing this: you look scared.
Yeah. I'm from England, and
Okay.
police officers are a lot different.
Okay. Well,
I'm very nervous.
well, you don't have to be nervous because, like I said, you're not in any trouble, and I'm just here to take a statement. And ultimately, you know, I mean, the reality is, you know, Matilda did the thing she did.
Yes.
And that's okay. You know, we can all come back from mistakes. You know, 1 mistake, 2 mistakes, 3 mistakes don't make a bad person. It makes bad choices.
Yeah.
And that's what, as a family unit, ultimately, we want to do the right thing, whether that be, and I ain't gonna lie, you know, the most extreme thing would be incarceration, but it could be family therapy, it could be, and of course those decisions are not up to me, but I know our district attorney's office does want to be a reformative, you know, institution, and if we can avoid incarceration to help somebody get the therapy or the help they need, then we certainly want to do that.
Yes.
So, but to do that, I need 2 things. truth from you guys.
Yes.
Because me, from reading this situation, and you're like, not only I don't doubt that you're probably nervous from me,
Yeah.
and I can appreciate that. I'm not. No. I'm not dumb enough to think that that doesn't happen. You know. But at the same time, I also think that you might be dealing with some stress from this situation.
Yeah, it's definitely.
So tell me what's going on.
I'm just gonna sit on the floor.
You're good. You want to go sit down on the couch?
Yeah,
Then...
sure.
Okay. You ain't got to sit in your floor.
My daughter put a whole bunch of leaves on the couch.
Okay.
So if you would like to sit
Well, hey,
there.
she's an artistic person, I
She's
assume.
very artistic. We're doing homework right now.
Okay.
So basically, I was in there with Molly. We were eating, I believe. And then I heard Matilda yelling about a sponge being left in the sink.
Right.
And Melanie explaining that she had literally just been multitasking, and that was it. And then it spiraled from there, and they started to fight. Matilda got very upset. She was hitting herself and stuff like that.
Okay.
I had already left with Molly into another room,
Right.
so I didn't want her witnessing an argument. She heard the whole thing.
Okay.
I heard Matilda threaten Melanie's life.
Okay.
And then when
Oh my
Melanie-
god, imagine throwing your own fucking wife under the bus.
Melanie
Imagine.
and Melanie
That's crazy, dude.
to her phone.
I mean, like, unless you're planning to divorce, in which case, fair enough.
She went to her phone. Like, she went to go get her phone.
Okay.
Call 911. And I went to the bedroom.
So Melanie had a weapon, or Matilda had
Matilda had the weapon.
Okay.
But Melanie was going to her phone.
Okay.
To help, get herself help. And I went to go protect Molly.
Okay.
Because she's
Absolutely.
my concern.
Absolutely.
So you blanked the kid's name the first time, but not the second time. That's fucking great.
It was gonna
Really, really good going, body cam POV, folks.
life
Right.
if Melanie was to call the police.
Okay. So that's pretty much what Melanie told us.
Yes.
Um,
And I left with Molly, and I went to work.
where do you work at?
I work at Outback Steakhouse.
Nice. I love the blooming onion. It's great.
Yes.
I don't need to eat it, but man, it's so hard not to. And I was really disappointed when I learned that apparently that's not even an Australian real item.
Really?
But I don't care. Let me ask you this question, and this is my concern, because when I speak to a judge and, you know, the district attorney's office, for us to get the best help, I have a couple questions. And I feel for them to have the best chance of getting your family the best help it needs is for us all to be honest, you know. Because it doesn't, and I don't know what you're going to say, but let's say the worst case scenario is going on and you sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
That's not really going to get Matilda the help she needs.
No.
Has anything like this happened before?
There have been arguments. There have been arguments before. I kind of stay away from them, go into another room, play videos for Molly and stuff like that.
Is it mainly between him and his mother? Or, sorry, her and her mother? I ain't gonna lie, I'm 46. I'm trying. This is a new thing for me, you know?
Totally fine, don't worry.
We talk about it in our unit because, you know, we have, of course, have some young people and we have some older people like me. And
I'd be curious where these people are at now.
You're gonna get me fired. I'm trying.
Because this took place in 2022,
But
and it's almost
so that's between
2025.
Her and her mother.
Yes.
Were you guys together before she started the home therapy?
Obviously.
Were the arguments?
She said
did it
8
cause
weeks.
by that, or was it prior to that? Or
There were arguments prior to that, nothing to this severity.
I just want to pause to say that putting a dink, 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 dink thing on a dog is fucking psychotic torture for an animal. That dog's ears are probably going to be so blown out and so dissociated from just that high-pitched noise. That's torture for an animal. Don't do that to your animals. If you have a dog tag that's clinking like that, you should A, switch to plastic so it doesn't clink, and B, fuck you. Why are you doing that to a dog? Same with like a cat, especially a cat.
But then at the same time, when she was first, when we first came here, and Matilda was on medication, and she was on antidepressants.
Okay.
And she was perfectly fine. And then she came off of them, and then everything.
She wasn't perfectly fine. She's
So
still
it may not
trans.
be the hormones. It may be the not taking her
Yeah.
mental health meds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds way more
So
likely,
do you
but
know what she's diagnosed as far as mental health?
No.
No. Okay.
and even if she
And the
claimed
last
to
thing
know,
I
it'd be
that
hearsay.
A judge can do is order mental health treatment. You know, especially if we think that's a contributing factor. And
Well, I would say so.
imagine, just from my experience, I can't speak for your family unit, but from my experience of my own family and for doing this for 23 years, when somebody has mental health diagnoses and they don't take their prescribed medication, it can exacerbate the situation.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, you've been a big help. This allows me to, you know, tell the district attorney's office and the, excuse me, the judge what you think is going on here.
Yeah, I don't really have any strong feelings other than I do think the mother's abusive. The cop was definitely an abusive asshole.
That's a thing right there.
Just because you're an emotional abuser does not give someone the right or an excuse whatsoever to get violent or threaten violence. That should go without saying. I think the wife is either desperate, stupid, or both. I mean, just the way that the house looks is fucking trashed a little bit, but not horribly so. And and that's actually the same house.
But I'm scared.
So that's just where she lives.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Ma'am, you have a good day.
You too.
The suspect was booked for aggravated assault, criminal trespass, damage to property, and cruelty to children.
To children.
What do you think about this
because the
incident?
kid was around.
Comment below. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe for more.
I don't really know what else to make of that. What did I just see? What was that last one? 33-year-old transgender woman won't pay rent.
This incident.
I don't care because you transgender. I don't give being accepted that.
This is from when? 4 hours ago? Oh, great.
On October 22nd, 2022, officers were dispatched in reference to a battery. Dispatch was informed that a male straight up slapped the victim across the face. This one gets a bit complicated. You'll see.
I like correcting people.
Help me. Please. Please, you hear him? Help me, please.
Hey, we're here. We're here.
I wish y'all come get this my house.
Hey, you want just step on out here to explain to us what's going
I
on.
wish y'all come get this is my fiance.
Listen, relax.
No, man.
No.
Hold on a minute. This
Wait.
is my fiance's grown white child.
Okay.
He in my house talking to me any kind of way. This is my house.
What's your name?
My name is Roger.
All right,
He need to get the fuck up out my house.
And you said that's your.
You gonna take me to jail? You gonna take him to a shelter tonight?
Well,
He's not staying here tonight. Roger, please. He's not staying in my house.
We
tonight.
understand that.
He need to get out of my house. He need to get the out of my house. That's my house. You need to get my house. Is quiet. Grown child, man. Get the out of my house.
Can you just explain to us what's going on besides you wanting her?
I don't know where he come from. He come in my house.
Okay.
Talking to me, turning my music down. I said, don't touch my house.
Who all stays here?
Me and my fiance, and she let her son stay here.
Where's the
Cause he can't keep placing in the state.
Where's your fiance at?
She locked up.
Oh, okay.
Because my daughter got involved with a vehicle homicide with this college student that got killed, and we all got caught up with that.
Okay.
So I got turned myself in February.
Okay.
But yeah, my wife had to go do her 6 months, and then I got to go do my time in February. So she's not here. So
Yes, you heard that right. He and his girlfriend both pleaded guilty to tampering with evidence after attempting to cover up his girlfriend's daughter's crime. The daughter pleaded guilty to a hit and run in 2021 while driving with a suspended license resulting in the death of a UGA student. She was sentenced to 7 years in prison and 8 years of probation after.
Oh my God.
Roderick here was sentenced to 6 months in confinement and 3 years of probation. His girlfriend was sentenced to 1 year of confinement and 3 years of probation. Athens Clark County Police said that the daughter's car was found on fire in a nearby county 2 hours after the victim's body was found by a motorist.
But he was here before she left.
When did he come back?
No, he was here before she left.
Okay, but
You know what I'm saying? He came back like 20 minutes ago.
Okay.
He come in the house turning my music down, touching my
Does
I said, don't touch my
Who?
This my mama This my mama said, it's my house. I'm the man of this house.
This guy's got some serious anger problems. Like, I'm not saying he's a criminal just because he's angry. It's just like, he's not making any
Y'all
sense.
gonna take him to a shelter. Cause he not staying this motherfucking night. I bet you y'all have to lock me up. I just don't start doing my time right now.
I mean, they may lock this guy up if he doesn't stop screaming. I mean, like, what time is it? It's 2:30 in the fucking morning and this guy's outside screaming. Imagine living next to this asshole. Like, POV, you're trying to sleep and this piece of shit is just screaming. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, what? The cops are already here. Why aren't you just, like, calming down at this point? I would arrest this guy for disorderly. Just straight up. It doesn't matter if he's the reporting party.
You're not gonna talk to us
At least the female officer is like trying to maybe de-escalate it by escalating it.
How long has he been living here? For some months, but I don't give a damn about that. He need to go. Well, you need to evict him. That's what.
Yeah, you gotta evict him.
Out tonight, or y'all gonna lock me up? Yeah, if you throw his out, you don't.
He goes, yeah, if you throw his shit out.
Well, he leaving tonight. Well, with or without y'all, he leaving tonight. Right. He leaving up out of here tonight. I'm already explained to you what's gonna happen if he throw his stuff out. What y'all gonna do then? You're gonna get locked up. What y'all gonna do then? What you gonna do now? What you gonna do? Cause he's not staying here tonight. We ain't doing nothing right now because there's not a crime that's been committed. He's not staying here. He's not staying here. So whatever y'all decide to do, where your supervisor at?
He's on the way, but he's not gonna like it yet.
Well, I don't care. I don't care. Got to do something, or something got to happen. If you actually want stuff to happen, you have to do it yourself. He's not staying in my house no more. No. You have to. No, I'm not gonna stay this night with him. Well, that's really up to you, man. I know it. So, y'all finna leave? We're gonna leave once our supervisor gets here. Cause he's not staying here tonight. He's not staying in my house no more. Disrespect me in my house. Calling me all kind of broke. No, I'm a grown man. I pay his rent every month. And that's good. You gotta keep it that way.
Good for you, dude, but nobody cares. You're screaming at 2:30 in the morning. Shut up.
I take care of me. Exactly. You have a job, right?
I can't even fucking imagine living anywhere near these people.
He gotta go. He need to go. I'm out. I want him out of the house. What about that you don't understand? I understand. That's they was baby in the house. Something bad gonna happen. He can't stay here. He cannot stay here. Period.
While he keeps screaming his head off, let's check in on the alleged squatter and listen to the other side of the story.
Hey,
what's up?
Can you go to my bedroom?
What you want?
The bedroom over there and get them keys off my dresser.
Yeah. What keys?
Car fob and dope.
All right. To the Malibu? Yeah.
Yes, that's what he said. That's in my mom's room. In my mom, it's on the week. My mom, I was there for 8 months.
Alright, so, criminal trespass, damage to property. She broke a glass when you pushed her over onto the bed. No marks on you.
No.
A simple battery pushing you over on the bed.
Yeah.
So maybe simple.
Alright, so explain to me, what was it that happened?
Okay, so he had the music up real loud when I came home. I was in front of some pork chop. I asked him, I said, can you turn music down for me? Or whatever, because it's real loud. And so he said, he didn't know. He didn't say anything. He didn't say nothing. So I asked him again. He didn't say anything. So then the music went to change. And you know, it's like a commercial in between. So then I asked him again, because maybe he could hear me. He still didn't. And so I turned it down just a little bit. But where he could still hear it, and it was still reasonable just with where I could hear the TV in my room. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, he just flipped out. Like he just flipped.
Wait, you said, so, I got lost over. So something about you made some food.
Wait, hold on, Grandma, hold on. I'm talking to the police. You said what?
Let's start again.
Okay, so he had the music up real loud, real loud.
Yeah.
So I came in, I was going to cook me something to eat. I asked him, can you turn the music down? He didn't say anything. I asked him again, he didn't say anything. I asked him again after the music was like cut and it was just a commercial.
Dude, this is ridiculous. Like, just imagine living anywhere near any of these people. Let alone, like, I can't even imagine just living with these people. Like, what the fuck went so wrong in all of their lives to cause this behavior?
But just enough so I could hear the TV in my room. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want no trouble because
You know,
so I was trying to keep that from happening. So then he comes in here and start like yelling and screaming.
Alright.
So then he started saying, I gotta get out his house. So I said, I don't understand why I gotta go. So me and him having like a back and forth. So then he say, he comes in the room, he busts in the room. So then he trying to grab this. He's trying to grab this. So he tried to grab it, I kind of grabbed it back, like snatched it back from him. So then the glass fell and broke, and he pushed me on the bed.
What fell and broke?
This.
Okay, you can leave it there.
This glass fell and broke, and so then he was like trying to like push and fight, and so I like push him off of me. So then I was like, oh, I'm gonna call the police on you. And so I called the police. And so then the lady heard him.
You say you gonna call the police, so I called the police.
He gonna F me up and he gonna do all this stuff to me. I've been like F with him. I gotta get the F out his house. He kept on see, look, all this stuff. I had the door locked. I was in the room with the door locked.
So is this new?
Yes. He was like punching the door, trying to break the door down. Like he was doing all this stuff, trying to get in here.
Yo, for those of you who see me smirking, you probably already know what's up. I'm trolling the fuck out of him. I'm trolling. It's not even trolling, it's more like flirting, but like for me, it's kind of synonymous.
I didn't want no issues or nothing.
I can't read what I'm saying.
Do you mind if I take pictures of that?
Yes.
How long you been staying here?
Like 8 months. I just don't go to this restaurant here. Like I've been staying like 8 months.
Here, step out the way. Or yeah. And he said this broke when he was trying to.
When he was trying to push me on the bed, and then he was like trying to like punch me, but I was like, like trying to like get him off of me. Like I just didn't want him. Like I didn't want. Period.
Where were you at when he was pulling that?
I was coming in behind him. Because I had went out the room. I was in front of the lady. I was telling her, and she was asking me like, "What's his name? What he got on? All this stuff." So I was telling her, and he came in here. He grabbed this like this. He grabbed it just like this. So I said, "What are you doing?" I came around him. I asked him, "What are you doing?" And so I started pulling it back, like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" So then he, like, pushed me back like this, and then when I pulled back again, he threw me onto the bed, and then he was like trying to get over me to try to fight me, but I was just like, I wasn't trying to fight him. I was like kicking and trying to get him off of me. So then that's why I was like, "Ma'am, do you hear all this? What's going on?" And she said, "Yes, I hear. We have police on dispatch on the way to you now."
Literally everything this woman is saying makes no fucking sense. None of this is criminal.
How did he push you on the bed?
Other than the physical contact stuff.
It was like this. And then he like pushed me like, okay, like he had this part, I had this part. Well, not really this part. I kind of had like this part. And he just like threw the whole thing over. What you know what I'm saying? Like, and then I kind of fell over. And then once I fell over,
That's gotta be a wig, right?
He was on me.
So did he ever physically put his hands on you?
Yeah, he physically put his hands on me.
Where did he put his hands on you?
Right here. But it wasn't like nothing like. It wasn't nothing too raw, but it was like enough to where I could fall on the bed. And then he was on me.
Okay.
Before I knew it, he was on me.
So did he physically push you over, or did he push you over by that?
Oh, that's not coming out. You said he what?
How did he push you over, like with the table or with his hands?
With his hands. He didn't push me over with this. He pushed me over with his hands. Like he was trying to do this. Like we were struggling with this. And then once I didn't, then that's when but the glass and stuff had already fell because that's when he initially came in here to grab.
How did this happen?
Because I had the door locked and he was punching me.
Yeah.
And he was punching, trying to get in here to me.
And when did he come in?
That was after the fact. All this was after the fact. When he started punching the door and trying to get.
So was this before or after?
No, after.
After he got out?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I closed the door and I locked it.
So correct me if I'm wrong. You put the music down, and then you walk in here, and then what does he tell you when you're in here?
Nothing. He was like, "Oh, you're not gonna disrespect me in my house." Da 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 blah blah. So I said, "I'm not disrespecting you. I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to watch TV, and you got the music up loud." Da da da. It was like that's how loud it was.
When did you leave and follow him?
I didn't follow him.
No, you
said when I came in the room.
Yeah.
When he came back here, because once I'm back in to check on the grease, because I'm trying.
What time is it?
So once I'm back in to find the grease.
2 o'clock.
Like, it's my mother.
Should I go outside today even?
Whatever. So I was like, I just asked you to turn the music down. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, it's below freezing. It's 22 degrees outside. I don't think I'm going anywhere today.
Or whatever.
We may just keep streaming, honestly.
He was already walking in his direction. And then he started saying, "You gotta get the out of here."
This is so boring, dude. This is so boring.
And how long you been staying here?
How does this end? So established residency.
He's my mom's boyfriend.
Do you need an ambulance or anything?
No.
So he grabbed.
Yeah, explain it to you.
With 1095 with the.
So they did arrest him.
Can you get my wallet out of the drawer?
Yeah. What else do you want?
Y'all go ahead and lock me up. Well, that can be arranged, sir. You're an abuser.
Put you in an orange jumpsuit.
Get a white shirt. That's good.
Yeah.
You say your wallet, right?
Sorry. What do you have, Pedro? I'm sorry, I just don't see.
Criminal trespass.
What got through?
Oh, they damaged his. There was paint chips right there and broke the glass.
He was punching the door.
Okay.
Hey, do you mind?
How are you related to him?
That's my mom's boyfriend.
Where's your mother?
She's in jail.
What is she in jail for?
She in jail for some traffic stuff. But, I mean, like
It's not a twist ending. He has to go to jail about 500 times.
All right, so
These are terrible people.
Listen to me. He's going to go with us tonight.
Okay.
Do not leave with anything that doesn't belong to you.
I'm not.
Do not damage anything in the home. Okay? Leave his stuff alone. Obviously, what he's going to jail for tonight is damaging things that were not his. You could end up in jail for the same thing.
Yes.
So you stay in your room. You leave his room alone, okay?
I will, sir. I'm not going to touch anything.
Okay.
So, he come in my house and initiated conversation with me by touching my property, and then I go to jail? So what he say?
The what he said and what I saw. So there's evidence where you were banging on the door and it damaged it. Even though it was your house, there's a thing called family violence.
I didn't damage no door, man.
I didn't damage no door, man.
This is
Not no way with no door, man. Ghetto Queens. Wow. That's a hell of a title. Ghetto Queens. All right. I guess that's where society's at on YouTube now. Let's watch this one. Ghetto Queens thinking terrorized shopping center without content. That's a crazy fucking title. I'm not gonna lie. That's crazy.
Hey, Capadilla, Charlotte County Sheriff's Office. You okay?
No, he beat on all of us, but I'm looking for a key that was on the ring.
Okay. You got any ID on you?
Huh? No,
you
I
have
don't
any
have
ID?
ID.
You don't have no ID?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. You want to have a seat? You need EMS or anything like that?
No, I'm gonna go.
You're gonna stay here for now.
Okay. 786.
Don't reach inside the bag.
Sir, I understand. I was just trying to get the phone number. I'm not violent. I ain't got nothing.
I just asked you not to reach inside the bag because
understand.
What do people carry on bags?
Huh?
What do people carry on bags?
Why do carry people?
What do people carry on bags?
Yeah, that's
Weapons,
not me.
right?
I understand though.
So that's why I said don't reach in.
Okay.
Okay. What's your phone number?
Can I go over there with my family?
Just hang on tight here. I just got in. You were over here. I'm telling him to stay over there until we figured out what's going on.
Been beating on my little sister and her.
Okay.
And I was looking for my keys.
So how you ended up over there?
What do you mean?
How you ended up over there?
I was going to McDonald's. We was at the right here earlier. I looked on the keys. It's not here. We went to that store and that store. You understand me? She drove here. Me and her walked here.
Which is her car?
Which one is her car?
Yeah.
The black car over here.
The Scion?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. If you want, I'll have you walk over here so we'll go talk to this gentleman and find out what's going on, okay?
Central units, emergency task for 1825.
Everybody seen that.
Okay.
Hey, Jackie.
All right.
Hey, Jackie. I didn't take nothing. Everything I got, I paid for it.
Who was fighting? Number one.
Okay.
That guy, he hit her in the face.
Where?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you what happened.
Where's the guy?
I'm right here.
Right here, he hit her in the face.
He punched me
This guy?
so hard. Yes.
See? Okay. Who else? Who else?
My
is
daughter.
Do you need EMS or no? Do you need
She
EMS
said
or
her
no?
vision is blurry. This is my child.
I'll have EMS come check you out. Star 11 Central.
Star 11. Go sit down, baby.
It's no longer physical. Got all parties separated at this time. You
He was no longer.
have EMS en route to check on a younger female. She was punched in the head. She's feeling dizzy.
That sucks. I've been punched in the head and gotten dizzy before. It sucks. I got a concussion, actually. I got punched in the head so hard one time.
All right. Ma'am, you
said this.
I was like a kid though, and like it was actually my friend who punched me. Like it wasn't a life and death thing. We were just kind of rough housing,
Can you tell her to come over here? So, because I got EMS coming.
as boys do.
Yes, I need you, because you the only one.
Ghetto Queens, huh?
Wait for other people to get here.
I gotta remember that.
Talk to people and calm things down, separate people, and go from there, right? Star 11 Central. Any units responding can slow their response.
Where he hit you at? He hit me right
hold on. Hey, what did I say?
Look at him. Look at him.
Okay,
He's very,
listen. I said
very
hold on.
he have
Wait.
a problem, bro.
Okay, can you have a seat?
Look
please?
at my
Just have a
head.
seat.
I think he's just trying to get his phone.
He said his phone probably somewhere in the grass over there. Nobody got his phone.
He's looking for her.
What are you doing?
You need to come back. You
over
hit
here.
me. You need to come back here.
Jesus.
Yeah, he need to come back and quit running.
Not running is actually crazy. I would have ran.
Diaz, can you get this?
You need to come back here.
Stand with this guy over here. Hey, stop. Can you stand over here? There's a guy over here. Come here.
You should go show the police the video.
Can you stand with him? Thank you.
Thank you. Why aren't you listening the first 3 times? Officer Diaz or whatever the fuck his name is.
That girl ain't got your phone. It's like she stole his phone. That girl ain't got your damn phone. Your phone's somewhere over there. Make sure I ain't pick up nothing.
All right. Who all saw this?
Well, it started in my store.
In your store?
Yeah,
okay.
it started in my store.
All right, we'll talk to you in a minute.
Yeah.
Handleman.
Definitely started in there.
You guys got your IDs on you?
Driver's license.
Thanks, guys.
He thinks she has his phone, but it's in the thing because he was recording.
What thing?
His cell phone. That's what he thinking she took his phone. He's violent. They looking for his phone for him because they think he thinks somebody took his phone, but he took his phone out. I just looked out of his store and I bought some jewelry.
Jewelry.
Yeah, and we showed him inside the purse, and he still was like, "Oh, call the."
You showed that guy?
Yeah, he still say, "Call the police, telling him to call the police. And we said, if you think we stole anything, why won't you call the police? And then he's like blocking us from leaving out of their store because
I'm flying away.
And as we was coming out the store, he still was blocking us, and then he got his phone out and went to recording. And I'd say, "Stop recording me," and did his phone like that. He punched me in my right here, and I start fighting him back because he shouldn't. He put his hands on a girl, and everybody telling him he wrong for that. He fought me like I was a man. And this is my daughter, and I don't know what's wrong with her right now.
He hit me so hard in my forehead, like my head, I'm literally spinning, like literally.
Okay, we got EMS come check you out, right?
Nobody. I spent money in his store, and he was already saying, he was already angry from the store. Like, I said, "What's wrong?" He said, "Just my head hurt, and I got a neck pain." And I said, "Well, I hope you feel better after walking out." And I said, "Let's go to Buddy's." And that's when we walked over to Buddy's. That's how he know we
Let's
was
go
there.
to Buddy's.
And then he came and said, "Oh, you stole out this store." And I'm like, "Stole what?" I'm like, then I said, "You could check my purse." And then he started trying to record me. And I'm like, "What are you recording?"
Almost a
for?
3-hour stream today, guys. This is a long one.
So call the police, but you got your phone. Why won't you call the police? If
This is
someone
low-key
stole
getting
out
kind
your
of
store,
boring.
Why won't you call the police and show the police the video? And I don't understand why he didn't just call the police. We was in the store. Why didn't you call the police? And somebody stole out your store. And she had lashes, and she said, "These from CVS." And he said, you have the CVS receipt?"
This is gonna be the last one for the day, guys. For sure. I'm done after this. I'm tired. I need food. And I'm bored. I'm bored and I'm out of energy. And I don't want to stream any longer. I may even end early. I'm getting kind of bored. We'll let this one play through, but...
So he's the owner of Wigs and Beauty. He claims that they stole some stuff. And they took off.
Wigs and Beauty.
And I'll just say hold that thought and then so you don't have to keep giving statements to people.
No, Look.
It actually did. And I called
You must come check it out.
Nobody. I spent money in his store, and he was already saying, "Oh, he was already angry when we was in the store." His like, "Oh," I said, "What's wrong?" He said, "Just my head hurt, and I got a neck pain." And I said, "Well, I hope you feel better after walking out." And I said, "Let's go to Buddy's," and that's when we walked over to Buddy's. That's how he know we was there. And then he came and said, "Oh, you stole out this store." And I'm like, "Stole what?" I'm like.
So what is crazy there?
Started trying to record me, and I'm like, "What are you recording me for?" And he keep telling the guys and buddies to call the police, but you got your phone. Why won't you call the police if someone stole out of your store? Why won't you call the police and show the police the video?
Star 11 something.
Well, it is slower than that one.
So you both got hit?
Yeah, he was fighting. Because if he
I
hit
just
me,
showed up, so I'm kind of
if
not
he
sure
fight me, I'm gonna fight back, and that's what I did. He hit me, and I fought him back.
Do I have a knot on my head? I don't know. I can't.
Blah blah blah
Call
blah
the
blah
police
blah
when he was
blah.
in the store. Why didn't you call the police?
Well,
We'll
you
look for it. So,
call the
okay,
police.
okay. I got it.
Apparently it's all on camera more than
Okay.
Accusing my mom's friend of stealing, and
The lady in the picture.
Yeah, she didn't steal anything.
Of stealing something from Buddy's?
No, from out of his store, and she didn't have it. She showed him.
And what's his store?
Huh?
What's his store?
What's
His story.
His store.
Oh, right here.
The wig
And he
beauty?
accused my friend Kiara of stealing out his store, and nobody touched nothing in his store.
Okay.
And she even opened her purse up to him and say, "I didn't," because he was finna hit her. So she opened up her purse and said, I ain't touched nothing. And he came in her face like this, and she went to blocking her, and she told him to get out my face because I don't have nothing.
Right.
She opened her purse
So
deep.
did she get hit too, or no?
Yeah, it was me and her.
Okay.
Because of course it's my daughter. She see a grown man hitting me. She's gonna want to hit him too.
Right. Okay.
And then not only that, he messed up stuff in that store. Those people's store. This stick right here belongs in the store.
In the store. Okay.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you the truth. You're not wrong for wanting to call the police and whatnot. It's just when you came in the first time, should have just went back out, man, and just called them and had them come deal with it. Because people like that,
Okay.
it's not.
I need to get a statement from him. If you can just give us a few minutes, okay? So yeah, go back outside, please. Thank you. Okay. If you can just kind of walk me through.
Okay, so first I was in.
Why don't you just watch the footage?
Okay. The customer walked in, and I knew who she was. I came.
Who's the customer you're speaking of?
The lady with the red hair.
Okay.
I put my bag down, and I see the gentleman walk in, and he's like, "Call the police! Call the police!"
So at that point, it's just the lady with the red hair?
No, everybody was in the store.
All four of them were in the store. Okay.
Including him.
Okay.
So the heavyset lady was sitting right here on the bed.
Okay.
I think she was 17 or something.
Yes.
She was sitting next to her, and the little daughter was with her mom.
Okay.
Right? He came in and said, "Call the police, call the police. She stole from my store."
Okay.
After that, I guess they both got upset. The heavyset lady got up, took the thing out of her stuff, said she got it from Walgreens or something of the sort. Alright, by the time she walked to the front and grabbed our sign, like she
The heavyset lady?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like she wanted to hit him with it or something.
Okay.
And I guess he stepped out of the way, and all he did was pull his phone up.
Okay.
He walked to the door, he's backing out of the door, goes outside, they follow him outside. When he get outside...
Okay, so he leaves the store.
He's walking out first.
Okay.
And then the heavyset lady, she
okay.
was pushing her way out, trying to, I don't know where she was trying to go.
Okay.
They get out to right there on the corner here. He pulls his phone up, and she smacks the phone out of his hand. He hits her.
He smacks it, it goes to the ground?
Yes.
And he hits the heavyset lady?
No,
or
the one with the red
The
hair.
one that you know?
The one with the red hair was the one who hit the phone, and then he hit her.
Okay, hold on. I'm sorry.
The one
Who
with the
hit,
red-
who hit the phone out of his hand?
The one with the red hair.
Okay.
And he retaliated and hit her.
He is very coherent. He's like one of the best witnesses I've seen on like really any of the ones I've covered.
I don't know how I got cut, but
Fingernails, probably.
yeah, who knows. But yeah, after I broke them up and separated,
This poor guy, like,
I saw the phone fall on the floor.
Okay.
I turn around.
he'd probably make a good cop.
Okay.
and the heavyset lady was just walking around.
He's very respectful too. He's not calling her like a fat hoe or anything, you know.
Okay. But from what you saw, the lady with the red hair was the one that initiated the physical contact between any of them. Okay. Okay. All right.
What was the outcome? Did my neighbor get arrested? The store owner?
Where?
Nah,
You're talking about
the guy that just.
I don't
today's?
I'm sorry.
You're talking about today's? Oh, I don't know. We're still doing. We're in the middle of our investigation still.
Got it.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they got one of the guys said he might just need to see the camera footage because you can see most of it happened literally like right in front of the door. Yeah, it's like even when they first came in, came in.
Can you see?
So the camera. So the camera's here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I mean, it gets all of this, and we have one there.
Okay.
So it gets all of this, and anything that happens kind of directly right in front of the door.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure
it most definitely because when you
So
look
who has access to it?
I do. I can pull it up now. Yeah.
Were you trying to pull it up or not yet?
So I got it. It starts from in the morning. So right now it's fast forwarding at 16 throughout the day.
It takes a while.
Yes, when it gets there, I'm gonna stop it.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure you can see everywhere. Just like you can see anyone walking up.
Then yeah, it should have caught it.
Literally when it happened.
Okay.
like if you look at the camera, you can see that red curve right.
Like they said it should have caught everything, but so. I mean the ladies in my.
He was like headed out the door, but when I seen him,
All right. Very good. Well, I appreciate your time, guys.
No problem.
These make me feel very short.
All right, Tamari, will you just take me through?
Can you see it?
No. I can't saying I can't see him or anything. I see them fighting now.
What? No, you didn't see.
I don't know why I see it so perfectly. Maybe because we were there.
Probably.
No. I promise you can see her clear view and
I know and you can see.
But it's okay. We're gonna need to. I'm sure.
Why are they blurring it out? That's weird.
Of this. Okay. So whether
Maybe because it'd be copyrighted material. I don't really understand.
Thumb drives and stuff that we can put it on, or
Maybe because it's court evidence that hasn't been admissible. I don't really understand. I don't understand why it's blurring it out.
I'll let I'll let the other deputy
and
Chandler
this,
know.
I mean, we can pull this up anytime.
Okay.
So whenever
It's very strange.
Okay.
No, you have to. No. You have to see.
All right.
Maybe because it'd be a security risk to the store to show where their angles of cameras were. I can't think of a single reason why. I mean, other than those reasons, but none of those reasons are the reasons why I think police would redact.
What did you see?
The man, he came in the store and he said he accused my mom's friend of stealing.
Alrighty. That concludes the end of the statement. Time is 19:01 hours. Okay.
Maya, get out the road.
Alright, if you guys just want to hang tight real quick.
Yeah,
he is requesting we trespass you guys. It's not...
I don't even stay here.
That's fine.
I wasn't distracting our first rodeo. My thing is, honest to God, I was not distracting him at all.
Okay. They're all three.
Okay.
So you can put her in.
Yep. Alright, go ahead and place your hands on your back.
Okay, I have my baby with me. I did not steal nothing, and that's not right because
It's about fighting, isn't it?
Yeah, I have to call.
Drop that for me.
Alright, this one was way more boring than I thought it was going to be. Guys, thank you so much for joining. This has been a very long episode of Rainbows and Razor Blades. I think that we'll be back again another time.
Everything I paid for.
And yeah, that's really about it. If you would like to support us, you can donate to us on Patreon and become a patron. You can get access to exclusive content, and also it would just be awesome because then I can continue to run this show and upgrade things for this show. Alright, that'll do it. Bye. We'll be back again soon.